Well, welcome into Edgewood High School. It's the Edgewood Rams versus the Havre de Grace Warriors. Homecoming night at Edgewood. Pat Pollard, my partner, and congratulations before we get too far along. Today was a big day for you. Somebody told me you were inducted into the Edgewood High School Hall of Fame. Is that correct?
I was, Don. It was a tremendous ceremony today. 6 fantastic candidates went into the Edgewood Hall of Fame. I was lucky enough to be one of them. As I said in my speech, I know of or know personally most of the members of the Edgewood Hall of Fame, so it's a tremendous honor to be in.
And we are also honored to have with us another member of the Hall of Fame inducted today, Mr. Al Calabria, coming all the way from Lake Oswego, Oregon, to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Al.
Thank you. It's been a great thrill, Don, and I want to thank you also for all the hard work that you've done. I'm getting an email a day from you. I hope that frequency starts to reduce a little bit, but always good to hear from you, and thanks again for inviting me up to the booth.
Well, very good. It is a...
You just got one?
It's a key game tonight, guys, because both these teams are 1-3. They really haven't gotten on the track this year. Both teams are used to going to the playoffs. Pat, what has to happen tonight for either team to come out victorious?
Well, I think they have to come out with a good game plan, stick to the plan. Both teams have struggled a little bit. They've played some pretty good teams, but they've just played. Edgewood has to play Edgewood football. Havre de Grace football. It's the season's not over yet at 1-3. It's still time to get it together. Young teams, they can still get it together and have a successful season. But you got to come out and play mistake-free football. Take it to the other team early.
And Havre de Grace, Brian Eberhardt, the coach, in 4 years, he has gone 33-7. They've gone to 4 straight region titles, 2 state title games, 2 semifinals. So for Havre de Grace to be losing, it's not exactly where they have used to being.
No, both programs expect to win. Edgewood had a great team last year. Havre de Grace obviously did as well. But sometimes these things go in cycles a little bit. And,
nice cold night for football. It is the kind of fall football you look for, the crisp air in the air. Field, in this field, if you're saying, wow, that's a good-looking field, a brand new field just installed this year. Al, a little different than the fields that you and Pat used to play on.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody earlier that I graduated in '65, and we had the first lighted field, but
Yes.
they were temporary standards. We were, and that was a breakthrough for us back in 1964 and 65 to have lighted fields. So to see the beauty of this and the high technology involved, and it's very impressive.
Well, here we go with the kickoff. The Edgewood Rams kicking it off from our right to our left, or left to right, actually. It is a squib kick that goes out of bounds, and that's going to cost Edgewood a penalty and give Havre de Grace, Pat, great field position. Not what you want to do to start a game.
No, I don't know if he just missed it or Edgewood was trying to do something interesting there, but no, you don't want to give him the ball on the 35-yard line to start the game.
Illegal procedure call. They will put the ball down on the 35. It'll be 1st and 10, Havre de Grace at the 35-yard line at that point, putting the ball in play. Havre de Grace offensive team, Devin Coates is the quarterback. Brandon Rabbit and Takari Shepard are the tailbacks and the halfbacks. Jared Meehan, along with Dominique Chin, there in the backfield. We'll give you the rest of the lineup here as we get a moment. Coates back in shotgun formation, keeps the ball right up the middle. He's going to pick up good yardage. He cuts it to the outside. He could go down that right sideline, finally knocked out of bounds. It looked like knocked out of bounds by number 3. Yeah, or number 8 it was, Taylor Mitchell on the far side. Pat, that play broke open. It should not have broken that open. What happened on the play?
Well, I thought they made a very good fake. Edgewood defense was flowing. He cut back against on the keeper. Nice read by the Havre de Grace quarterback and broke through the second level.
So one play already in the Edgewood territory at the 44-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Again, that shotgun formation. Devin Coates, the quarterback. The takeaway. He's going to run the ball again. This time he's going to be hit and held. It looked like the tackle made by number 65. It could have been Aiden DePress or 72. Yeah, it was 72. And that is the sophomore, Mr. Griffith. Let's see, number 72 on the Edgewood lineup. Yeah, that's Avon Griffin.
Avon Griffin.
Who came in and made that tackle. That play was blown up from the very beginning, Pat.
Sophomore, good size for a sophomore, too. I think, Havre de Grace ran the quarterback on the first play, so they went back to it, and Edgewood was ready that time.
1st and 15 now, the ball right at midfield.
Single back, they trips to the left for Havre de Grace.
keeping the ball again is Coates, and down he's going to go. That play does not work again. Looked like 65 aiding this press in on the tackle, making that he came right through the line. Al, he split. It looked like the guard and the tackle. He was able to get in there, Al, without being touched on that blind side.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the interior line of the Rams here on those last two plays.
Well, 65 there on the defensive line reminds me that our captain, our name Martin Higgins, all-county defensive lineman, wore number 65.
Yeah, we were reliving some of the glory days of your team in 1982, going undefeated, the only undefeated football team in the history of Edgewood High School. Those memories are still very fresh, even though they're, 30-some years ago.
Well, the stories get better every year, too.
Third down. Here's the pitch coming this way. Looking for a block, but he's not going to get it, and down he goes. Making the tackle is number 1 coming through to hit him, and let's see. Yeah, that is that's
Jalen Boger.
Jalen Boger, yeah, who comes in and makes the tackle. Pardon me, we're having a little trouble looking at our lineup here. So that'll bring up a 4th down, and it's about, let's see, about 18 or 19. They've got to get all the way down inside the 35 to the 34.
Well, great series for Edgewood after giving up that first big play. I think every play was negative after that.
Let's see if they're going to punt. Now, they are in good field position, so pass, even if it's intercepted, they're going to go for it here. 4th down and about 18.
No, I think they're lined up to punt.
And now they are going to punt.
Yep,
They've dropped the guy back, yep. Big rush coming, and it's partially blocked. He does get it off, though. Flag is going to go down. It looks like a player went out of bounds here. Maybe he was forced out of bounds. Ball is down at about the 24-yard line.
Completely away from the ball, all the way across the field on the near side here, flag down. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, it looked like one of the players was blocked out of bounds. Did you pick up, Al, what happened there?
I saw them both out of bounds here on the left, and as Pat said, that was not really affecting the play at all, but it's possible he had a violation there.
Officials talking it over. This may be one of those cases where they pick the flag up, but no, they're going to say, what's that, the officials, they do put the ball down. Did they pick the flag up? Apparently they did.
Personal foul.
Personal foul is the call. Yeah, I guess the hit out of bounds, so it's going to cost Edgewood about 15 yards. So they'll set up just about at their own 20-yard line, maybe the 21.
Well, they were lined up ready to run the play, and the players looked like they were going to run it without the referees there for a second.
Edgewood Rams will give you their starting offensive lineup.
Well, we saw a lot of those penalties last week in the C. Milton Wright Bel Air game, and that just kills you. You make a good defensive stop, you get the ball in the 23. Well, now you're down on your 11-yard line.
Tyreek Gary, number 11, is the quarterback. Kayon Brown is the tailback. Get in that shotgun formation. We see a lot of that. In motion, keeping the ball, looking for a pass. It's a long pass down the near sideline or the far sideline, which is overthrown a bit. Showing a good arm there was Tyreek Carey.
Yeah, he tried to get Boger. Sometimes it's tough to defend the length of the field, so you'll see that sometimes people will go deep from deep in their own territory.
Bring up a 2nd down and 10. Al, he showed himself a good arm that time, but it looked like the play was well covered.
Yeah, I was impressed with the strength of that throw, and just a little bit, maybe a couple of yards further, but the receiver had a step or two on the defender and probably took him by surprise. 2nd
down 10, the ball at about the 12-yard line. Got to get out to the 22 for the 1st down. Like somebody was off a bit fast there. It's going to be
a movement on the Edgewood line.
Yeah. They went on 1. The ball was snapped on 2. It's going to cost Edgewood 5 yards, and so the Rams are going the opposite direction. Again, not how either team wanted to start, Al. You want to start out positively. Both teams have sort of gone backwards.
Yeah, there looks to be a little bit of tentativeness, actually. And I know I talked to a school administrator who will go unnamed who expressed a lot of frustration at some of the types of mistakes that we saw here in the last couple of plays here with mental mistakes.
2nd down now, 2nd and 15. Handoff inside. Not much at all happening in the middle of the line. Gain of maybe 2 or 3, and that's going to bring up a critical third and about 12. Pat, reaching into your quarterback playbook, what do you do 3rd and 12 backed inside your own 20?
Well, I know Forrest Weiss would say, don't make a big mistake here. Things can get ugly in a hurry. I think you probably try to run some type of draw play. I mean, it's tough to get 13 yards from here. Run a draw, try to get 6 or 7 yards, give your punter a little bit of room, and live to see another day.
Al, we haven't talked about homecoming. Homecoming has varied emotions for the home team in terms of their split emotions. See if they can come up with a big third down play here. Back to throw. It's going to be that short little swing
call.
pass.
Nice play.
Good call.
Got good room. He's got the first down and a lot more. One man to beat. Blocker out in front. Down that sideline, he could go all the way down the sideline. That's Keon Brown. Brown is finally taken down inside the 20 at about the 16-yard line. First big play of the game.
Well, great call by Edgewood. I was thinking something like a draw or something, thinking Havre Grace would be dropped back deep, but a screen does the same thing. An easy pass to complete. And
a little more risk than the draw play you were calling for.
Yeah,
Pat,
they're a little more aggressive than we were in our day with the play calling. They like
Here comes the replay. You'll see how this play unfolded.
I like
maybe not. Maybe we'll wait until we have another break here in action. But that play going for about 70 yards. Replay is not showing on our monitor, so we're assuming that you were seeing the replay. There's a play off the left side. Flag goes down. Touchdown. But it looks like it might be a hold, Pat.
Yeah, that's in the area of holding.
Antonio Powell, who went through that left side following big blocks by Frank Ciano and Elijah Neal. But you're right, I think that play is coming back.
Like the referee threw that flag with anger, too.
Don, one comment I'd make. I like the play calling in the first series by Edgewood with the pass on first down deep in their own territory.
Yeah.
And then maybe catching them by surprise with that screen pass. And here again we have another one of these frustration types of penalties where it looked like the lineman was holding.
10-yard penalty, so instead of a touchdown, the ball backs to the 29-yard line. No, we don't see graphics either. Brad, the truck is asking us. We've got a good picture of the monitor, but that's about all. Nice crisp fall afternoon or evening here. Edgewood Rams facing a 1st and 20. Inside handoff. Got a break. Good run there. That's again by Keon Brown.
Number 5, Keon Brown takes the ball down to the 20-yard line. 10-yard gain on the play. 2nd down and 12.
Well, it was 51 on the tackle for Havre Grace. I don't see a 51 on the roster.
Well, they put them in alphabetical order, which does make it just a little more difficult to determine who made the tackle.
Yeah,
we'll try to come up with that tackler here for you in just a moment.
Note to the Havre Grace staff, the rest of the world does it in numerical order. It makes it tough for the guys in the booth.
2nd down and about 12. There was a pickup of about 8 on that play. Back to throw, rolling this way, looking. Has a man that's going to be caught. Nice leaping catch and out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
I think I saw a flag come down.
Good catch by Tristan Park. Tristan Park who made that catch. Nice throw, too. Put it right on the money.
No, it was a good throw.
Be close to the first down.
I think Edgewood might get called here
for
a lineman downfield.
Wow. Now, Pat, you made the comment that we had a game last week, a Seamilton Wright game, where it would seem like every play there was a penalty, and this game is starting out in a similar vein.
That way too. Yeah, legal man downfield. I think the high school refs are picking up where the NFL refs are.
So Edgewood has had a drive here that looked like it was a promising drive, actually scored a touchdown, had that called back, then had a near first down, that's called back. That'll bring up a 2nd down and still about 15 for the first down. They've got to get inside the 10 to about the 8. Ball resting at the 25-yard line. Just underway first period, 6 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first period. No score. Havre Grace had it in Edgewood territory, had to punt it away. Edgewood had it deep in its own territory, a big pass play. Now they're knocking on the door. Back looking, throwing, has a man. It's going to be, two people there. It looked like the one Edgewood player knocked the ball away from the other one.
Well, two guys in the same spot. I don't think that's by design.
So that'll bring up now a third down and 15. I don't know what happens on a play like that, Al. You've got two players in the same position. They're waving the flag off. They threw a flag for some reason and now are saying, no, we're not going to run it off. You can go ahead and play the game. What happens, Al, when you get two receivers in the same zone?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really another one of those unexplainable mistakes that we're talking about high school kids here. So somebody's got the route wrong, or perhaps they were bumped off route by a linebacker. I didn't see the detail there, but so far the Edgewood offense has seemed to be keeping the Warriors up off balance. So if the penalties hadn't been there, I think they would be doing quite well. But
Tyreek Gary
another
back to throw the
to
ball
other side.
and drops the ball. That's a forward pass. So
it's a pass.
The
he had blockers out in front of him, Don.
Yeah.
I don't know if he could have scored, but I think
kind of the idea of running before you have the ball.
well, he had blockers out in front of him. He had room
Antonio
to go.
Powell had the ball in good field position, or good position on the field, unable to corral it, and so it will bring up now a fourth down. Obviously, you're in four-down territory. The ball resting at the 25-yard line.
Well, I was going to say before that play, I'm not sure what kind of kicker Edgewood has, but you're probably trying to get 8 or 10 there with the idea you're going to go for on fourth as well.
We didn't mention the wind. It is a little bit of a windy night here tonight. Picking up which way the wind is blowing, looking for the flag.
he has the wind in his favor here if he
Yeah,
were
he
to.
does,
Okay, but it'd be 42-yard kick. So.
And that would be a little bit out of the range of most high school kickers. So it's a fourth down play, a fourth and long, about a 4th and 17. Back to throw. Tyreek puts it on the money. It's going to be incomplete. Let's see, does a flag go down? And they're saying no. Wow. The player simply fell down according to the officials, and so Havre de Grace will take over on downs at their own 25-yard line. Al, did you think that was pass interference?
It looked to me like the defender was backing up and he was watching the ball, and I think that's what the refs probably noticed when they did not throw the flag. I thought it was a good no call.
I think you're right. So the Havre de Grace Warriors coming out now, their second possession, holding on. We have, again, no score, 5:47 into this first period. Both teams have shown those kind of problems, Pat, that has plagued them all year long, coming out with 1-3 records.
Yes. Yeah, those are the kind of mistakes in what are we, week 5 now. Those need to start getting cleaned up by week 5.
Inside handoff. Got some yardage around the near side. Going to pick up about 7 or 8 and still on his feet and down at the 40-yard line for the first down. Nice run there by Terrari Shepard. Shepard, who is a sophomore, had 116 yards. He averages about 3.2 yards per carry.
Is that Coates in the quarterback? Did Havre de Grace change quarterbacks?
I'm not sure because we don't have a number of Devin Coates, who was the starting quarterback. It is a first down and 10, the ball at the 39-yard line. Handoff and nothing happening at all on that play. LeVar Banks, excuse me, it wasn't LeVar Banks, but we'll locate number 3 for you.
Well, it was Tyree Willis on the tackle, so that's 3 or 4 Edgewood defensive linemen have shown they can get penetration down.
Loss of about a half yard, the ball back at the 39-yard line. 7-play drive started at the 21-yard line of Havre de Grace. They've moved out for 1 first down.
Trips to the right.
Back to throw. Being rushed. And he escapes the tackle some way. Are we watching Lamar Jackson here in action? He looked like he was dead to rights for a sack of 10 yards or more.
Good mobility. Felt the rush.
8-yard gain, 3rd down and 2.
Turn what could have been a big loss into a nice gainer.
Apologize that we don't have a number 3 on our Havre de Grace roster, so we can't tell you who that quarterback is, but quite a play. He gains about, 10 yards on the play, still short of the first down. Bring up a 3rd down and about 2, a long 2. Could have got out near the 50.
movement on Havre Grace.
It's going to cost
that's
the Warriors.
big. That's 3rd and 2. Now you got 3rd and 7.
Changes your whole play dynamics in your own territory. I mean, at 3rd and 2, you've got options. You can do almost anything you want to do. Now at 3rd and 7, most times you'd think you'd have to put the ball in the air.
I would think so. Havre Grace hasn't shown so far that they're that proficient at throwing the ball.
Again, remember, both these teams coming in at 1 and 3, one win in the Chesapeake division, only between the two teams. Here we go, big third down, and about 7 yards to go. They've got to get out near the 50-yard line. Rolling, throwing, has a man just off his fingertips and out of bounds, so it'll bring up a 4th down, and looks like it'll be the second punt coming up for Havre Grace.
Yeah, see, that penalty just killed the drive. You're 3rd and 2 there. You probably maybe even go for it if you don't get it on 3rd and 2.
So an 8-play drive starting at the 21. They do get it out near midfield, but then they back it up a bit. So now they'll have to punt the ball away. Al, so far, neither team really seems to have a continuity going on offensively. Waiting for the punt. Almost blocked. That's the second punt that's almost blocked, and out of bounds it goes. Well, no, now it does go out of bounds. That ball may have been partially blocked, Pat.
It looked like you got a piece of it. That snap is just floating back there. I wouldn't be surprised to see Edgewood get one of these punts before the night's over.
Punt goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
Now we talk about long snappers, and it's sort of an art. You get guys who can play in the NFL for 20 years if they're a good long snapper.
Yeah, it's an art, I think, that is really difficult to coach also. My impression so far of the game, the teams seem evenly matched. I haven't seen either team play this year, and they've beaten themselves.
Yeah.
And so this is what the coaches, of course, have to somehow deal with and prevent that. But they're both moving the ball, and then they're preventing themselves from success with the
Edgewood
penalties.
actually had its touchdown, but called back because of the holding penalty. They'll put the ball in play just outside the 35-yard line, about at the 36. Pitch to the far side, but down he goes. Great play by Havre Grace tackler on the play. It looked like number 17 making the tackle, and that's Chase Hunt. Hunt is sophomore linebacker from that right linebacker position. Corrals him about a 4 or 5 yard loss, bringing up 2nd down.
Yeah, nice play by Hunt, setting the edge.
Drive started again at the 27-yard line. Ball now back inside near the 20-yard line. Will be a 2nd down and about 13. Tyreek Carey, I should say, the quarterback, turns and hands off. Good yardage out near the 30-yard line. Tackle again by Hunt.
8-yard gain up to the
Running back was
39-yard line.
Keon Brown.
Nice burst there by
3rd down
Brown.
and 6.
I'd like to see Edgewood just continue to run the ball like that. I think they can.
That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 6. A long 6, maybe a short 7. Edgewood Rams, as we said, coming off that tough loss to Hartford Tech last week, 17-15. A game that, to a man, Edgewood feels like they should have won. Rolling. Carey throws the ball, throws it complete, and again it looked like 2 receivers in the area went over the outstretched hands of the one receiver into the arms of the second one, and it will be a 1st down.
Well, Havre Grace blitzed up the middle on that play. So the first thing is that was a great job by the Edgewood offensive line picking up the blitz. Gave Carey time to throw, and it's some interesting pass patterns in the Edgewood offense. It seems like they have a lot of guys in the same spot.
Yeah, they do. In fact,
work
as a
that
quarterback, rolling to your left as a right-handed quarterback, not the easiest throw to make.
Not the easiest throw. You got to get your shoulders turned.
1st down and 10. The ball outside the 40, about the 42. Sort of a trickeration handoff. Nice handoff. Running the ball is number 4, Antonio Powell. Powell's going to pick up good yardage. In fact, a 1st down yardage. And so the Eagles, I should say the Rams, excuse me, on the march now inside the Havre Grace 50-yard line. Al, another good drive, at least in the budding.
Yeah, I've been watching the interior line, and it looks to me like Edgewood has been getting really. Pat mentioned earlier that the blitz had been picked up, and so the interior linemen are on the offensive line for the Rams seem to be right on this series,
Kobe
controlling the
Gamial,
scrimmage line.
left tackle. Aiden to press the
Edgewood's under center.
left. Yeah, that's the first time we've seen that for a while. The left guard. Give off the right side into the secondary, picking up about 6 or 7 on first down. That's Brown on the carry. Keon Brown. Brown coming in with 98 yards gained on the year.
Well, nice pull. Left tackle left guard Aiden Desprez. We've seen him on defense a little bit, number 65. Pulled on that, made a nice block.
Brings up a second down and a short 2. Here's Pat Weir as a quarterback. You've got all the options in the world.
Here they might take a shot here.
No, they're going to hand the ball off, looking for the first down. They get it. Breaking into the clear, struggling for yardage, and going in for the touchdown. That's Powell. Antonio Powell going over from 30 yards out for the touchdown as Edgewood breaks on top. 1:10 left in the first period.
Well, nice run by Powell. I probably broke 3 or 4 tackles on that play.
We'll
Kept
see
the
the
legs
replay.
moving.
You're seeing the replay at home. Our monitor is not picking it up yet, so you're being able to see how he broke a couple of tackles and went in for the touchdown. 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in this first period. Attempted an extra point.
No good.
Looked like he double clutched on the kick, and it sails a little bit low into the outside. So that answers our question about having a kicker able to kick the field goal from a certain distance. It didn't look like Edgewood had that kind of skill in his bag of tricks.
No.
So 6-0 as the Edgewood Rams break on top. 1:10 left here in the first period. What'd you see in that drive, Pat?
Well, I saw Powell breaking tackles. Just a fairly simple play, a reverse pivot by the quarterback, handoff off the left side, and nice blocking initially, allowed him to get to second level, and from there it was Powell breaking tackles the rest of the way.
Al, the Rams asserting their will on that particular drive. They looked like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would have been the same result in earlier in the first quarter had they not hurt themselves with their own penalties. But I really like the play of the interior line, and I think they're at least on that series they control the line of scrimmage and they didn't make any mistakes.
I agree with Allie. Edgewood, both series they proved they could move the ball. The first one, a couple penalties and drop pass ended that drive, but good drive there by Edgewood.
Another one of those squib kicks, and they'll put the ball in play. Will the Warriors at the 21-yard line. Tackle made by Jalen Boger coming down on the special teams. First down and 10 yards to go. The ball at the 24-yard line as Havre de Grace will put it in play. 1:02 left in the first period. So, Pat, if you're Havre de Grace, you're down 6-0, and the momentum seems to have shifted against you. What do you do to get it back?
Well, you're just down 6-0. You've had a couple plays. You've moved the ball a little bit. You stick with your offense here. There's no reason to panic.
Warriors regrouping there. And again, remember, these two teams are used to success. They have been successful over the years, and especially last year, but a lot of graduations. It's a brand new team. In the case of Edgewood, Brian Hansrode in his first year as the head coach after being away from the program for a couple of years. Brian Everhart, the coach of Havre de Grace, he's been with the team 4 years, and they've been to the state semifinals or finals every year, Al. That's not a bad record for the Havre de Grace coach.
I'd say it's pretty impressive. And of course, when I'm also watching this with the eyes of an Oregon high school football fan, and I'm very impressed with what I see. I like the style of play, and except for these mistakes that should be ironed out by this week, as Pat's pointed out, I like the style of play.
Pitchy going to the right side. Warriors do get a good run and still on his feet. Finally going to be taken off his feet. Run by Brandon Rabbit. Brandon the senior. 375 yards coming in. Dylan Williams in on the tackle, the linebacker on that side of the field for Edgewood. Good gain of about 5 yards on first down, make it 6 yards. Second down and 4. Drive started at about the 24-yard line for Havre de Grace. Closing seconds here of the first period, 22 seconds and counting left in the first period. Nice handling of the high snap. That's going to be a first down.
Well, nice counterplay there. Pivot by the quarterback. They showed looked like they were sweeping right and counter back left with the inside handoff.
Terrell Shepard with the run. He's just a sophomore. 3.2 yards a carry. He's picked up 116 yards on the ground coming into this game. 2 touchdowns for Shepard. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that will end the first period with Edgewood leading by 6-0. Al Calabria, it's such a pleasure to have you along with us for this first period. Congratulations again on the Hall of Fame membership, very well deserved, and have a safe trip back to Oregon.
Thank you, Don. I've really enjoyed being up here with you and Pat, and I can see that you guys are doing a great job, so thanks again for the invitation, and I've enjoyed it.
Very good, very good. Chick Ham will be joining us here in the second period, so stay tuned as we go into the second period for this game. Pat, we really can't emphasize how important this game is to both these teams. You've got one team at 1-3. You win, you're now 2-3. You can salvage your season. If you lose and you're 1-4, I mean, it's going to be a very tough road even to have a good seed in the playoffs.
Well, you're playing for pride at that point, just about.
Homecoming day here at Edgewood High School. It's been a great homecoming. As we said, the Edgewood High School's 9th annual Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Homecoming parade. It's just been a great, great day.
It's been a great day. Nice crowd out here tonight, Don.
It is a nice crowd. Back to throw. Being rushed. Down he goes. And a fumble.
Oh,
Edgewood is going to recover that ball. I think it was on the ground. Yes, it is Edgewood's ball. Trying to see the number of that young man who came up with the ball, and I can't see it to the far side of the field. It looked like it might have been, well, I don't want to hazard a guess because
I think it was Elijah. I think it was Elijah Nelson on the sack for Edgewood. I couldn't tell who came up with the ball. Might have been Randy Hughes.
Chick Ham has joined us. Chick, grab a microphone here. Mr. Raymond W. Chick Ham Jr. Chick, it's been a great, great day. Congratulations on your Hall of Fame membership. Certainly well deserved, and I know you were touched by the whole ceremony.
Absolutely, it's been a wonderful day, and I wasn't sure what to expect with the celebration, but certainly have enjoyed homecoming in a way I would never expect.
Incomplete pass there on first down. Again, the Warriors trying to get back into this game down 6-0, and Pat, in truth, Edgewood has asserted its will over the last half period.
Yeah, with the quick change over there, not uncommon to go out and take a shot at it. Havre de Grace, good job by Havre de Grace, looking for that prepared.
Ball at the 32-yard line after that turnover. Edgewood 2nd down and 10. Chick, I know as an Edgewood fan, you have to be pleased with the progress of the game so far.
I'm reminded of being here many times watching my brother play football, and particularly on a night like tonight when it's homecoming, things are looking good.
Movement on Edgewood there.
Edgewood again, that procedure penalty, that'll back them up 5 yards. Second down, 15 yards to go, and Pat, that's what you can't afford is these kind of silly penalties that ended up costing your team, good yardage.
Well, they avoided them on their touchdown drive, killed the first drive, and now they got themselves to the 2nd and 15. Again, they've just got to get that cleaned up.
Second down, 15 yards to go. Fake inside handoff, and now it does go to the second man. Good yardage down that right sideline. Edgewood's number 4, that's Antonio Powell with the run.
Well, Havre de Grace had it plugged up in the middle. A couple jump moves by Powell and breaking it to the outside. It's a nice run.
Picked up about, 8 or 9 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and short, 3rd and about 3. Chick, at Edgewood High School, you were in the chorus. You also played sports. So go back to 1978, your graduating year. I mean, the fond memories you have, I'm sure, of the school come flooding back, especially on a day like this.
Absolutely, and I grew up a block from here, so every Friday night we were walking up here and watching these games, and it's just been a terrific day of celebration.
That's Powell with a leap for the first down. Down across the 20-yard line to down to about the 18, so it will be a first down for the Rams. Remember, they got the ball on Havre de Grace's 32 after that fumble. A touchdown here, Pat, and it could put Havre de Grace in a very, very tough situation.
Yeah, that's Havre Grace looks like they want to run the ball. They get down 2 touchdowns here. It may force them to do some things they're uncomfortable with.
Yeah. And again, if you're Havre de Grace, if you're Brian Eberhard, you're used to winning. I mean, they win every year. You look at that record that he has 33-7 over 4 seasons. I mean, that is the stuff of legends to have that kind of a record.
No, it is.
Handoff. That's Powell. He spins. He's going to be hit. I don't think he's going very far on that particular play. Whole interior part of that Havre de Grace line knocks him down. Loss of 1 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 11.
No, Havre de Grace, the staff's not used to losing. This has got to be tough on them, but it's you know, sometimes this can be satisfying. You get a young club, and if they can get it turned around and playing down in single A, sometimes they can still sink into playoffs with a 6-4 record.
Yeah, in the 1A division. Handoff. That's Powell again. Cuts it back inside. Short gain. Pick up of about 2 or 3, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Nice.
Looks
Nice,
like Carson Holloway on the tackle, the sophomore.
nice play by Holloway. A couple sophomores at linebacker for Havre de Grace.
Here again on the last play. 3rd down and 9.
3rd down, 9 yards to go. Big 3rd down, Pat. What are you going to call here if you're the quarterback or the offensive coordinator?
Well, they've had some success with that screen play. Let's see if they try to run it out here to the left side.
Yep, he's coming this way. Has a man open. Oh, what a great catch right off the shoe tops.
Oh, he lost the ball.
And a touchdown, but the ball comes loose. Now, are they going to say he was across? Yep, they're going to say the touchdown is recorded. That pass complete to Randy Hughes. It is a 18-yard touchdown pass.
It looked like he lost it before he went to the end zone, and they gave him
The
the
official,
touchdown
though,
on the
they're
fumble recovery.
conferring. The one official we saw clearly said touchdown.
Yes.
And that's what the call is going to be. So at 9:16, the touchdown pass comes from Devin Coates.
Yeah.
Check it. Yeah, from Tyree Carey.
Edgewood ran a flood. They had 3 receivers out, short, medium, and long. They hit the underneath guy. Nice catch, and need a little more ball security going in, but at least he got it back for the touchdown. Edgewood going for 2 in I formation.
Carey to Hughes for that 18-yard touchdown pass.
Nice
Yep.
play.
Nice play. Looks like number 51 for Havre de Grace, making that stop. Well, Louis Utura, number 42, making the stop.
Freshman linebacker, Udara.
So Edgewood has scored 2 touchdowns, but they haven't converted on either attempt. So that could come back to haunt them, Pat, later in the game.
Well, you take the 6, but certainly you'd like to convert there. It was interesting to, sometimes you see teams go for 2. They'll go into a more looser type formation to pressure. Edgewood just tried to go power football there on the isolation out of the eye, which I haven't seen all night.
So 12-0, 9:16 left here in the half. So far, Chick, for a homecoming night, it couldn't be any better. If you write a script, you bring in Havre de Grace, one of your rivals, and you're pretty much dominating the game right now.
I don't know how it could be any better. It's been a great day, beautiful weather, and so far, I like the scoreboard.
Now remember, Chick Ham is an Edgewood High graduate and a Hall of Fame member, so he's speaking with the red and white blood streaming through his veins. Can you have red and white blood? I guess you have
I
red
think
corpuscles
you
and white corpus, whatever that word is. So I guess it could be red and white.
Red blood cells and white blood cells, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh.
12-0 the score, as you see. 9:16 left here in the half. Havre de Grace now has to come out and get itself started. They really haven't shown a lot since that first drive back in the first period. So here we go, the Warriors at the 35-yard line. First down and 10. 9:16 left here in the first. Pitch back. That is going absolutely nowhere, but he does reverse his field, and now he's got some room. And finally taken off his feet. Run by Tristan Park for Havre de Grace.
Well, I thought that Jalen Day had it sewn up over here. He made a great play, set the edge, and the pursuit just didn't help him out there, but nice run. Run by Park to reverse field and pick up 9 yards.
Yeah, they didn't wrap him up. It looked like they had him dead to rights, but Tristan Park very wisely stayed on his feet, reversed his field, and picked up good yardage, a gain of about 9, bringing up 2nd down and 1. The ball out to the 44-yard line. Quarterback Devin Coates. Trouble with the handoff. Finally gets it done, and a little bit of yardage is going to be enough, I think, for the first down. Was that Park again, number 2?
Yep, they're going to give it to him.
Got just across the 45. I think he got just enough yardage to get the first down. So what we talked about, Havre de Grace, Pat, needing to show some, let's say, some drive, they've done just that.
Well, you're down 2 touchdowns. Your style is to run the ball. They're staying with it. They're staying patient. There's plenty of time left. They just need to put a drive together.
Yeah, there's 8 minutes and 4 seconds counting left here in the half. So you cut it to 1 touchdown at the half, I think you'd be happy. Running into a red wall, the Havre de Grace runner who stays on his feet, and finally the whistle blows. A gain of maybe a half yard on first down.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Seven minutes, 35 seconds left here in this first half.
Look, it was Nasser Morales that finally ended up with the tackle. There was a bunch of Edgewood players in on the carry, but it took him a little while to bring him down.
Chick, we look out at this field, certainly a different field than the one you saw in 1978 when you were going to Edgewood High School.
Not just the field, but today was my first opportunity to see the new school, and I couldn't be more impressed. These students are very fortunate to have the facility they have now.
Kept by the quarterback Coates, he picks up a little bit of yardage up near the 50-yard line. Yeah, I'm so impressed with the quality of not only the building and the facilities, but the staff. They seem to care about the kids buying into what's being done here at Edgewood High School.
I agree completely, and one of the things that was nice for me today is I have a niece who teaches here, so I hear a lot of enthusiasm in her voice about what's going on with the kids, and I hope that's contagious.
Well, there certainly was great atmosphere in the school today with kids dressed for homecoming and pep rally this afternoon, and a lot of fun today at Edgewood High School.
Rolling, Coates throwing. Has a man. That's going to be complete down the left side for the first down.
That's complete to number 1. The first down for the Warriors on the 32-yard line.
DeMontez Chin, number 1. Nice play by Coates on that one. Rolling to his left. I think that's the first completed pass for Havre de Grace.
I think you might be right. And again, we talked about the toughness of rolling as a right-handed quarterback to your left, throwing the ball on the run. Inside 6 minutes left in the half. Pitch back coming our way.
Nice
Hit
play.
and taken down. Mason Putney on the tackle.
Putney sniffed it out early. went straight for the play from his linebacker position. Nice play.
Takari Shepard on the carry, the sophomore. Couldn't get started as Putney came in and made that tackle. 5:30 and counting left in the half. 12-0 as you see. Edgewood scored their touchdowns at 1:10 on a Powell run, and then a carry to Hughes pass at 9:16, and that's the two scores. Quarterback draw. Oh, that's a nice play. Yeah, 65, Aiden Despres. I think his name is spelled D-E-S-P-R-E-S. Could be Despres or Despres. In any case, he made a nice saving tackle. That ball was headed for touchdown territory.
Yeah, the floodgates open on that one. It's a good tackle.
Havre de Grace took over back near their own 40-yard line.
Havre de Grace has a good drive going here. Four down territory.
Ball at the 30, first down and 10.
Third and 8.
Oh, it's third down, excuse me. Third down and about 8. Pass in the middle, it's going to be almost intercepted. And to try to make that interception was number 7. That's Nehemiah Knight. That'll bring up a fourth down.
Looked like he had his man open a couple yards behind the Edgewood defender, just underthrew it.
And give Knight a lot of credit. He really closed the distance. It looked like, as you said, he was beaten by a couple of steps. Nice throw. Maybe you let him a little bit more, he'd have had the touchdown. Chick, this field is just beautiful. I love the contrasting greens where they have the light green, the dark green. Brand new field here at Edgewood High School. And going across early on the hard count was Edgewood. That'll cost them 5 yards.
Yeah, much different than the field that Chick's brother Boham and I played on back in the early 80s. We used to have to, in the off-season, go back down in the lower fields and cut sod and load it up on Force's Weese's pickup truck and bring it up here and lay it. And it would usually wear out by about week 3.
We talked to Al Calabria back in the day. We got lights from the Army Chemical Center. At that time it was called Edgewood Arsenal. And so we used their lights and they lit up about half the field, but we were so happy to have lights. Coates throwing. Has a man that's going to be complete. Still on his feet down at the 10-yard line. Looking for yardage.
Looked like the same play they completed on the last one.
It looked like Chin again on the reception, number 1.
Well, the offsides penalty hurt Edgewood because that you can sit back and you can play the sticks at 3rd and 8. At 3rd and 2, you got to, or 4th and 2, you got to watch the run game. So it's a big penalty by Edgewood there.
8-play drive, and now it's Havre de Grace knocking on the door. Pitch back, cuts one way, goes the other. Shifty runner, flag goes down.
Well, Putney's ready for that play. There's something he's keying on because last time they ran it, he came in for the loss. This time he got the penetration, forced the cutback.
That was Shepard with the run, but the flag is down. Looks like that'll nullify the play. Takari Shepard, just a sophomore. A lot of sophomores on both these teams.
Sometimes when you get a cutback like that, the play's supposed to be go one way. The offensive lineman's pushing his guy, and unbeknownst to him, the defender sees what's happening and starts going in a different direction. You get caught for the hold.
You reach that arm out beyond the tackle, the shoulder pads, and it's easy for that back judge to call the play. 3 minutes and 37 seconds as Havre de Grace is put back, it looks like just about to the 22-yard line. First and goal at that point. Handoff inside. A shifty run, but well played by Edgewood. A pickup of maybe 2 or 3. Brandon Rabbit with the run. Bring up a second down and goal.
Elijah Nelson and Aiden Despres on the tackle.
Ball at the 20-yard line. Again, it is 1st and goal, so they've got to get all the way to the end zone. Can't pick up a first down. Clock winding at 2:50 left in the first half.
Got to try to get like 6 or 7 here if you're Havre, Grace. Oh.
Fumble and covered quickly. Coach is able to fall on it,
Now
but the
they're in
Edgewood
trouble.
Rams are there. So a big loss back to the 27-yard line. And just as the other plays, the other drives, Pat, it seems like just when Havre de Grace gets moving the ball, they do something either penalty-wise or fumble, or in this case a fumbled snap
Yeah,
that
holding.
cost them.
Yeah, holding, and now the fumbled snap. And instead of looking at from about the 5 or 6 yard line, now they're 26 yard line.
3rd and goal from the 26. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Back to throw, sort of a flat pass. Good yardage down the sideline, but he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Yeah, that's Keon Brown from his safety position coming up to make the tackle.
Good play by Edgewood. You give him that. Keep the ball in front of you. Just nothing deep here.
Brings up a 4th down, 4th and 18 for the touchdown, 4th and goal from the 18. Check, nice crowd here tonight with spectators all around you down there. A lot of enthusiasm.
It sure is. It's been a great day. I'll tell you what I was impressed most about today were the students that I met. Everybody was very gracious, very helpful throughout the day as we needed directions and assistance, and just a great day to be with.
Coach with the throw and the catch.
He got his guy. It's just going to be short.
Going to be short, and the ball will turn over to Edgewood at the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, nice throw there.
I'm impressed with that rolling left and throwing the ball right-handed. I haven't seen him roll right and throw the ball.
No.
So a 12-play drive ends up in no points for Havre de Grace, and Edgewood will get the ball with 1:42 left. Pat, as a quarterback, you like to score on every play, but you've got the lead. Would you be conservative with the ball at your own 3 yard line? I can hear Forrest Weiss saying,
well, Forrest
don't
Weiss,
make a mistake.
We're running 42 ISO here, but you may take a shot deep here. Sometimes you take they did that the last time, but you're up 2 touchdowns, a minute 42. Get it to halftime, up 12-0 still. Don't make a mistake here. That's what they're going to do.
Inside handoff.
Give yourself a little breathing room.
If you're Havre de Grace, do you call timeout? And that's exactly, it looks like what they do.
Yeah, you don't want to just let Edgewood run the clock out here.
I think that's their first timeout. They've got 2 more left, so.
Well, they're going to force Edgewood to try to either throw the ball or do something risky, or
have to kick it from the end zone.
Or have to give it to him in good field position with the punt.
Minute 33 left in the half. It's really been all Edgewood, although Havre de Grace had a good drive, Pat, just there, and had a chance to cash in, but again, that holding penalty and the fumbled snap set them back.
Well, they had it down to inside the 10-yard line. Havre de Grace has proved a couple different times they can move the ball. Just got to eliminate the mistakes. Edgewood had some mistakes on their first drive, and then they got that under control and 2 touchdowns.
Nice crisp fall day out there, Chick. This kind of day that you want to have some apple cider. Compared to what was it, Wednesday when it was 98 degrees?
For that. I was talking to my wife, and we were talking about the fact she was in our swimming pool on Wednesday afternoon. And I think that was probably the last dip for the year.
I think so. 2nd down. Looks like Edgewood indeed is content just to run those inside series. Havre de Grace will call another timeout. Clock stopped at 1:24. Bring up a 3rd down now. If they can hold them here, then they'll have to punt. And Pat, would you as a coach try to block that punt?
Well, Edgewood hasn't proven to have a great kicking game at this point. I would probably try to go after it. You got to try to make something happen. Even if you don't get it, I think you're still going to get the ball in good field position from here.
Conversely, if you're Edgewood, would you go ahead and try for the first down, maybe even throw the ball or pitch the ball outside?
I think I'd try maybe a bootleg run or something here. Maybe not just a straight up the middle, but see if you can, get him get Havre de Grace crashing in the middle, get Coates Carey outside.
Just about at halftime, a minute 24 left before the half. Coming up with third down, 3rd and 9.
Last time they were in this situation on the first drive of the game, they ran screen. I don't know if they'll do it here right this close to the end of the half.
3rd down and 12.
Quarterback Tyreek Carey waiting for the snap. Another handoff. This is Powell. He's around the left side, and I think he has the first down and more.
Now, yeah.
Wow, what a big play by Edgewood. Now, does Edgewood call a timeout and go ahead and try to score again?
Yes. Minute 13. You got your timeouts left. You're out over the 30-yard line. Yeah, I think you do, and they did.
So the Warriors, again, who did the wise thing by calling timeout, may have actually shot themselves in the foot, because now they've given Edgewood a chance to put a third score on the board, and that would make it really tough in the second half.
Yes, well, Edgewood didn't run trickery or a bootleg, but they did get outside there, and
they were able to turn that
Powell.
defensive end out inside.
So I agree that they don't just give it to Havre de Grace, let them call their timeout, run it up the middle. They did try to make Havre de Grace play defense. They got outside at the end, and nice run by Powell, and now the strategy is shifted.
Yeah.
You try to maybe Edgewood can prove they can throw the ball. You take a couple shots here and see if you can really put it to Havre de Grace for the end of the half.
1 minute, 13 seconds left. Clock will start when it's snapped. Carey looking to throw. Throwing it long, has a man. Underthrown and incomplete.
Good defense by Havre de Grace. Ball a little bit underthrown. I notice Edgewood's only sending 3 receivers out there, keeping their tight end in the block.
That'll bring up now a second down. Used about 7 seconds on the clock. Defensive play by Brandon Rabbit. Going step for step with the Edgewood receiver.
Second down and 10.
Inside handoff. Well played by Havre de Grace. No place to run. Now if you're Edgewood, it's third down. Clock inside a minute. Rams do call their second timeout.
Yeah, if they're calling these timeouts, I'm not sure what the strategy was there. They do get the ball to start with the play call. I thought they were just going to be content to go into halftime. They get the ball to start the second half, but I'm not sure what was going on there.
Yeah, they were hoping to break it clean. It didn't happen.
Yeah, I would have liked that maybe that pattern they ran down for the touchdown, flooded out here, 3 guys in the flat. So if you do complete it, possibly get out of bounds.
But obviously they're intent on trying to score, because they do call that second timeout. They got a long way to go. The ball resting at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, well, the problem is now it's 3rd and 11. You don't get the first down, you got to punt the ball, which sometimes in high school football is an adventure in itself.
Yeah, bad snap or a block punt or return.
You give Havre de Grace another shot here.
Here's the pass. Incomplete. That was a forward pass. Good idea to try to get out there on the edge quickly. Just didn't work.
Well, it was a good throw. You got to hold on to the ball. Got to catch that one.
Brings up 4th down, and they'll have to punt with 51 seconds left. Good job by Havre de Grace defensively. So, Pat, as you said now, if you're Havre de Grace, you're going to try to block it here?
Yeah, I go for the block. You don't have really a quick strike offense.
Short punt. Takes a
Get
nice
away.
roll for Edgewood and knocked down at about the 45-yard line. Havre de Grace will have it with 43 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, I think Havre de Grace, I think he could have brought pressure there. Edgewood doesn't have a great kick. I haven't proven to have a great kicking game, so you're going to, like I said, you're going to get the ball in field position anyway.
So now the worm turns again as Havre de Grace has the option. You know, you certainly don't want to run the clock out. You're down 12-0, but let's see what they come up with. They have to have a quick strike offense here, and let's see if they can do it. They'll put the ball in play just about at the 47, 48-yard line, their own 48.
I think Havre de Grace has, what do they have, one timeout left,
I think they do.
Tried to run.
Trickeration, yep.
Yeah, tried to run the bubble there. Overthrown.
Chin, who's unable to bring it in, the ball thrown over his head. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. Play only used about 2 seconds on the clock. Chick, we were riding in the parade and I saw someone from your family had your portrait out there.
That would be my mom. Yeah, she's living in the same house I lived in when I was going to school here. And when we went around the corner, I knew she would be out in the yard cheering us on.
Well, she's still got the nicest lawn and flowers in Edgewood Meadows. I think she's won that for probably 40 years in a row.
Complete down that left sideline and out of bounds. Good play by Havre de Grace.
I told the car driver not to slow down too much, or she'd have us out there pulling weeds.
Jalen Day with that reception. Again, nice play. Rolling left was Coates. Hitting his man right on the numbers.
That's that rolling. Maybe he just feels more comfortable rolling left, or they see something they like on that side of the Edgewood defense. I'm not sure.
Down now to the 35-yard line with 32 seconds left and going out of bounds, saving the clock. Good protection, throwing long. Knocked away, and now complete touchdown. The ball was batted away, but right into the hands of the Havre de Grace receiver. That's Chin with the touchdown. So it is a 35-yard touchdown pass knocked by the Edgewood player into the hands of the Havre de Grace receiver.
I think it ended up in number 5's hands, Jalen Day.
Let's see, they're showing the replay now, and we'll be able to see.
We'll see here.
You'll see the Edgewood player knocks the ball up in the air right into the hands of the Havre de Grace receiver.
Well, it's the old tip drill, and defensive backs coach, you'll hear him say, knock it down. Edgewood got their hand on it, but they knocked it up and not down.
So just like that, the Warriors back in the ball game. The kick is good.
Well, Don, I go back to that last series Edgewood had. You get the long run to get yourself out of the field position. I agree with them trying to score. You take a strike downfield, it didn't work. Then you run the ball up the middle, no gain, and you call timeout. You'd be able to run the clock out. They try to throw in the next play. I'm just not sure what Edgewood's strategy was at the end of the half there.
We'll ask the folks in the truck if they were able to see who made that touchdown catch. No, we didn't see. It looked like number 5. You think it was Day, Jalen Day? It looked like number 1, but my eyes are old. A long way away. And you're right. The Edgewood player looked like he made a nice play on the chick. Yeah, we're all agreeing it was Day who made that reception. Happened to be very wise and very alert, waiting for the rebound, and when it came off, he made the catch, and just like that, what looked like, going into the halftime with that nice lead, now it's suddenly 12-7.
Oh, yeah, it's a ball game all of a sudden. Havre de Grace has some momentum to go into halftime.
35-yard pass play from Carey to Day, off an Edgewood defender.
Good kick.
Looking for a hole. He has one. One man to beat down that right sideline. And finally knocked off his pins at the 40 with 12 seconds left in the half. And now just like that, let's see if Edgewood comes up with a score as the half comes to a conclusion.
40-yard line on Havre territory. First down Rams.
I think that was Keon Brown on the run back now.
Big run back all the way down to the 40-yard line of Havre de Grace. I think Edgewood does have one timeout left, I believe, but they're going to have a quick strike here with only 12 seconds, actually 11.9 left in the first half. Chick, this last few minutes in this half has been very exciting.
Certainly Havre de Grace had the man in the right place at the right time there and has breathed some life back into this game.
I think
like
if you're Edgewood, you got time to maybe hit a quick one, but on the side, let's see if you could pick up 10 yards and get you a little bit easier position to try to take a shot on the last play.
Long pass down the near sideline. It's going to be incomplete. A lot of bumping going on, but the officials wisely, I think, didn't throw the flag. Neither player was impending the other one and getting to the ball.
Well, this half flew along here until the last minute and a half, and it's been about 20 minutes, I think, the play is.
Yeah, with the timeouts and running out of bounds. This should be the last play of the first half, except if there's a defensive penalty. So looks like the Rams, don't want to say it prematurely, but will go in with a 5-point lead. Thought they were going to go in with a 12-point lead, but Havre de Grace making that play. I guess in baseball terms, it'll look like a line drive in the scorebook. That 35-yard touchdown pass bounced off an Edgewood defender right into the hands of Jalen Day. Back to throw. Throwing long. Down the right sideline. It's going to be caught. And they're going to say it is out of bounds with 0.6 seconds left in the half.
If the scoreboard's the official time, I thought there was about 2 seconds left when he went out of bounds, and I got the signal. But regardless, looks like there's time for one play.
Tristan Park with the catch down that right sideline. Timeout for the Edgewood Rams. Now, they were out of bounds already. I'm not sure why they call a timeout other than you'll see the replay here. Down that right sideline. Boy, a beautiful pass. Right into the hands of Tristan Park.
Yeah, great pass, great throw. Or great catch, I'm sorry.
Boy, and you said it, Pat, that, and I think Chick as well, that it just sort of tooled along, and all of a sudden in this last minute of the first half, we've had more action than we had in the entire half. So if Edgewood can go in and score here with this 0.6 seconds left, and of course the clock won't start until the ball is snapped, so they do have the time for the one more play.
Well, Havre de Grace, the corner, was playing tight coverage there. And, I mean, you can give up a 10, 15, 20-yard play. You just can't let a guy get behind you. Wasn't behind you by much, but you still can't let him get behind you.
Well, it looks like it's resting just about at the 5-yard line. First down and goal. Last play here, unless there's a defensive penalty in the first half. Looking, throwing. Incomplete. Off the fingertips, and that's the way the half will end at 12-7, the lead for the Edgewood Rams, and Edgewood came close, Chick.
Yeah, it's a tough way to end because I think hitting right in the numbers, that pass was probably catchable.
Well, Chick, so good to have you in the booth with us for this second period. Enjoyed it. It's been a great, great day, and now go home and soak it in.
Don, thanks so much. It has been a great day, and an opportunity to think a lot about folks that were so helpful and influential to me over the many years. Appreciate everything you've done. Pat, it was great to be with you today and celebrate.
Absolutely.
And I hope to see both you guys again soon.
Chick, congratulations.
Thanks
Wonderful.
so much.
What a great day. And a great afternoon and evening here of football for you. Our score 12-7 at the half. We'll come back with second half action. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, back to you at Edgewood High School, where the Edgewood Rams have that 12-7 lead here at half. But, Pat, if you're Edgewood, yeah, you're leading, but you have to be a little disappointed because it looked like you're going to go into halftime with a big 12-0 lead. And then, I mean, you know, disaster befell them on that touchdown pass, first of all, that bounced off an Edgewood defender into the hands of Jalen Day.
Yeah, I think you're Edgewood. You're sitting there in the last minute of the first half, or inside the last minute. You're up 2 touchdowns. You get the ball to start the second half. So I think you're clearly thinking, all right, we can score a touchdown the first drive of the second half, we can put this game away.
Yeah.
And just interesting strategy at the end with the clock management by Edgewood, and gave Havre Grace a shot. And the Edgewood corner made a nice play, but just tipped the ball up instead of down. And just good luck for Havre Grace. Right place at the right time.
In baseball terms, it was a line drive in the scorebook. Looked like a clean catch, but again, the Edgewood defender in great field position. And as you said, Edgewood will get the ball going from right to left, up by 12-7. So, it's not a bad deal if you're Edgewood. You'd rather be up 12-7 than down 12-7. Rams on a nice run back. Get the ball all the way back up. And it looks like Bolger again, Jalen Bolger, who runs that ball. He's done a nice job all night long, has Bolger.
Yeah, he has. He's played a good game tonight.
So Edgewood will put the ball in play. First down and 10. Ball outside the 30-yard line at about the 31-32.
But getting back to what we were talking about, I thought Edgewood controlled the first half and, only a 5-point lead from just, like I say, just gave up the big play at the end and just, some struggles in the kicking game.
So here come the Rams again.
A double tight end. Twins right, double tight
Carey,
end.
the quarterback. Single running back behind him. Carey rolling, throwing, underthrows his man. Again, two Edgewood receivers in the same area, one short, one long, and the ball sort of came right between them.
Well, they like that flood pass. They ran it for the touchdown earlier. I'm not sure all their depths are correct, but ideally you got one guy short, one medium, one long, and the pass was sort of in between the short and the medium guy.
Well, I was upstairs on top of the booth here at halftime. It's getting chilly out there.
It's about a 50-degree drop, I think, in the last 48 hours, particularly with this wind chill tonight.
Yeah, the wind, we didn't mention that. There's a wind maybe 5-10 miles an hour, but gusting a little more than that.
Yeah.
Here come the Rams now on homecoming night, up by 5 points, looking for their second win of the year. Handoff inside, struggling for yardage. That's Powell. Picks up maybe 4 or 5. Gets it out to the 35-yard line.
5-yard gain out to the 35-yard line. Third down and 5.
Looks like Noah Buchanan, number 56, in on the tackle. Good gain on first down, or on second down, actually. Bringing up now third and about long 5.
We talked about Havre Grace struggling a little bit this year. A lot of underclassmen on their defense. Senior, a couple juniors, but a lot of sophomores and even a couple freshmen starting on defense for Havre Grace tonight.
Yeah, you go back to that team last year that, was very successful going all the way into the state playoffs. Handoff going around that right side. A speed and good job by Havre Grace, waiting on that defensive right end, or defensive left end to make the tackle. That'll bring up a fourth down. But that was well played by the Warriors. Look at Carson Holloway again, the sophomore, number 34 linebacker, making that defensive play.
Right on cue, is just as I was saying, sophomore out there making tackles, making very nice play there by Holloway.
And you Havre Grace, again, you scored late in the first half, and now you get the ball back.
Get to come out. That's
a high wobbly kick. Coming up and making the catch. His knee was down, so he'll be down at about the 42-yard line.
Well, yeah, that's a great series for Havre Grace. You get back in the ball game at the end, get within 5 points, you get a 3 and out, and you got some life now for your Havre Grace.
And again, both these teams have had difficulties this year, and they don't believe in themselves at this point. So again, if you lose the momentum like Edgewood has done, if Havre Grace can go down, assert its will, boy, they could begin dominating this game. Would look like an Edgewood win on homecoming night sort of going away.
Right, easy to get down on yourself because it's kind of like here we go again.
Yeah. Well, here we do go again with Havre Grace with the ball. Coates, the quarterback, gives it on the delayed handoff. The tackle by Putney. Well, he's had a good game.
Putney's all over the field on defense tonight. Only a junior.
So many underclassmen on this squad. Havre de Grace came in pretty banged up in terms of injuries, and so besides having a small and young squad beset by injuries. Edgewood coming in off that 17-15 tough loss to Hartford Tech last week. Around that corner, good yardage, first down. Running back making the play. Tackle by Tristan Park, or the run actually by Tristan Park.
Couldn't see who pushed him out over there. Well, Havre de Grace is in business here. First down inside the 45.
In Edgewood territory. First and 10. Short gain on first down.
Well, it was number 12 on the carry, but again, I don't even see a number 12 on the roster. I don't know if they're wearing different jerseys tonight or what's going on.
I think that's to carry Shepard, number 12, the sophomore for Havre de Grace.
Okay.
The rosters, again, are in alphabetical order, which makes it a little tougher for us commentators to be able to give you the running back. There's a high snap handled nicely by Coates, the quarterback. Coates will get a good gain around the right side, gain of maybe 4 or 5. Impressed with Havre de Grace here as they start this second half, Pat.
Yeah, like I say, that was that tip ball for the touchdown just gave them a shot of adrenaline.
12-7. Edgewood scored the first 2 touchdowns. Looked like they were going to go in at the half, up at least 12-0. They had the ball in decent field position, but then Havre de Grace got the ball back and went in for the touchdown.
Right.
And now they stop Edgewood on the kickoff, and they have the ball inside Edgewood territory as we start the second half. Coates rolling left again, gets those shoulders squared, throws the ball. Nice job over there defensively by Edgewood. Looked like number 2 defensively, actually 8, Taylor Mitchell. You see Mitchell coming back, getting the congratulations of his team. I think that ball was a little bit underthrown anyhow, but Mitchell got back there and knocked it down.
Well, it looked like he might have had his guy open early. Mitchell made a nice break on the ball from the safety position.
And Pat, again, it's that rolling left by the right-handed quarterback, and he just seems to like that play.
They haven't seen him roll right all night.
Not at all. Not to throw the ball. Every time he rolls right, he's going to be running.
Well, fourth down here, big fourth down play.
It is a big fourth down play in Edgewood territory. Going for it is Havre de Grace. They're fourth and about 7. Going to get down inside the 35. Whistle blows. Timeout on the field called by Edgewood. It's a bit of a surprise. Maybe they saw something that Havre de Grace had offensively lined up that they weren't ready for. You don't usually use your timeout defensively early in the half like that, Pat.
Well, now I think they're saying they didn't call timeout.
Somebody called timeout because the officials waived it, and let's see what the officials do say. They have conferred. I think we have the official's card over there, if I can get that from you, Pat. Thank you.
Well, whether they wanted it or not, they got a timeout. Edgewood doesn't look happy about it. I'm not sure, but somebody might have said something. The ref might have thought he heard timeout. The Edgewood coach, to me, looks like he did not want a timeout, but he got it.
Brian Hansroth, the Edgewood High School first-year coach, again, on his second stint, really, second tenure as the Edgewood High School coach. Was the head coach about 4 or 5 years ago and returned this year. Charles Johnson had given up the coaching position, and so it was vacant, and Coach Hansroth was promoted here at Edgewood and now is the head coach for the Edgewood Rams. I understand he's getting married in about 2 weeks.
Is that right?
Yeah. Jessica Evans, who is the special ed teacher and the homecoming sort of guru, running the parade and also running the halftime, I should say the pep rally. They are getting wed in about 2 weeks. Happiness to both of them. Almost intercepted. Again, that rolling left and throwing the ball.
Yeah, I wonder if he's listened to Washington State coach Mike Leach's comments on getting married.
Which was?
Which you have to listen to it, Don. He went into full detail at a press conference. It's a YouTube I can't miss if you're
he's
if you're
in
a
favor
Coach,
of it, I hope.
if you're a Coach Leach fan.
He's in favor of it, I hope.
Well, it was hard to tell from the video.
He is a character, that guy.
Yeah.
He was what, at Texas A&M or somewhere in Texas
Texas
before?
Tech, yep.
Texas Tech.
Yeah. Well, they tried that fourth down. They tried to roll to the left again. I think Edgewood is starting to be ready for that play. They've seen it about 9 or 10 times.
And the Rams will take over in good field position, the ball right at the 40-yard line. Inside handoff. That's Powell. Going to pick up maybe 2 or 3 on first down. We've seen that happen a couple of times where a team has gone for it. Almost in hindsight, you've got the ball at the 40. If you punt it, you get the ball deep in Edgewood's territory. You give the Rams great field position. So, it's easy to be the Monday morning quarterback and say, yeah, maybe they should have punted and put them in deep territory. But Edgewood is going to have the ball again in good field position with that 5-point lead. 8 minutes left here in the third period.
Yeah, it's very I guess it's just too tempting to get a shot at a first down.
No question, you're trailing by 5, so yeah, you want to go ahead and see what you can do. Well, that's a nice job by Powell. Almost looked like Le'Veon Bell, where he hesitated, waited for the blockers to take hold.
And I'm
picked
sure
up about 2 or 3.
And I'm sure on that fourth down call, Havre Grace is thinking that Edgewood moved the ball really well on them.
Yeah.
And they may have to. They got a chance to score here. They got to try.
You go back to John Harbaugh against Kansas City Chiefs, where he goes for it on fourth down in your own territory because that Mahomes is so good that if you give him the ball, he's going to score on you. So
but
that was the strategy.
But the thing is, though, the Havre Grace defense seems to have tightened up here.
Yeah, bringing up a big third down at about 7. Back to throw, looking, carry, has his man, great catch, leaping and making the catch for the Edgewood Rams. It looked like number 2, that was Tristan Park.
That's complete to number 8, Mitchell Taylor. First down for the Rams. Also at the 46-yard line, first and 10.
Not sure, I picked up number 2, but it may have been, you're thinking number 8, Mitchell?
Mitchell Taylor, yeah.
Yeah. Way on the far side of the field. In any event, a great, nice leaping catch and a first down. That's a big, big first down for the Rams. First in Havre de Grace territory. Inside handoff. On his feet, Powell shakes one tackler.
Nice run by Powell. Keep his legs moving. Got a couple extra yards. Antonio
Powell, a junior, 280 yards coming in. He has really run well tonight. So just like that, we talked about momentum, Pat, and it's now shifted back to the Edgewood Rams.
Just takes one play in a close ball game like this.
Just want to compliment the Edgewood folks for the field here. It's just beautiful. Just redone this year. The big red E in the middle of the field that you see.
It's beautiful.
Tremendous complex here in Edgewood. That's Powell again around the right side. Still on his feet.
Yeah, good run by Powell. I'm impressed by Powell tonight.
Yeah.
Patient, picking his way through there, waiting for his blocks to set up, and then making his cut and going. And he keeps his legs moving after the first hit.
Boy, Pat, very good call. He's the kind of runner that, yeah, you think you've got him trapped and you think you've got him down, but he's got those legs pumping. Yeah. You have to, hit him and take him down. He's not going to go down just with the first hit. We were at Havre de Grace a couple of weeks ago doing a ball game, and their complex, the James R. Harris Stadium, beautiful in Havre de Grace. So these complexes, Patterson Mill getting a new field, just about ready. There's Powell again, reverses himself. That was a scissors play where one guy was still on his feet. This young man is just, let's say he's courageous, a bit foolhardy in some cases, but, he's not going to go down.
No, he's not. You talk about the new fields. I live near Patterson Mill, and they've been hoping for a turf field for a long time, and they
Yeah.
finally got their carpet down. The field's not quite ready yet, but the carpet is down.
Yeah, they opened what in 2007, and here it is 2019. They've been the only field in the county without turf field at this point. Turf fields are wonderful. They certainly are an innovation. You can play on them in the bad weather. The only problem is if it's hot, like it was Wednesday, they're going to cancel the games because there's a heat index that you have to take into consideration. Here come the Rams again. That's Powell up the middle. Pat, you know better than I, those plays that give the blockers a blocking angle, the option play where you're coming back a different direction.
Yeah, they try to set up zone blocking where you're blocking in a zone and you're setting up angle blocks. So you're not necessarily blocking the guy in front of you, you're blocking down on an angle, and then they try to come back in the sort of a natural cutback for the runner.
Reminds you of the old Delaware wing T offense where everything was, angles and didn't matter how big you were, you just got blocks from the side.
Well, that's what it was originally designed for, teams that just didn't have the guys that could just power, straight down the field.
Fumble.
Tough snap.
And falling on the ball wisely is Carey.
Yeah, but 3rd and 1, that's just too many mistakes. A critical mistake on 3rd and 1. It looked like it didn't look like a terrible snap. It looked like Carey might not have been ready for it, so I don't know if the snap came early or.
It was a bit high, but one that normally he would think he should have handled.
Yeah.
So like you said, instead of being, 3rd and 1 as they were, they're now 4th and 8.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. You're driving the ball well. You're first down there. You're going to be around the 10-yard line.
4 down territory. Obviously, the ball at about the 22.
Look for Edgewood to run that flood pattern out here to the left.
Carey
There
rolling this way, looking, throwing, has a man complete down to the 10, still on his feet and out of bounds finally.
That's the play they ran for the touchdown.
Randy Hughes, who, as you said, scored that touchdown in the
complete
first
to number
half,
21,
picks up
Randy
the
Hughes.
first down, and that was a beautiful pass play from Tyreek Carey down
Gets
to
knocked out
Hughes
of
for
bounds
the
at
first
3-yard
down.
Well, it's a junior tight
First
end. They
and
got
goal.
2 twins out. They got really trips, but including the tight end. So they run the 2 twins out deep and sneak the tight end underneath of him, hopefully with a linebacker on him. And that's what they ran it for the touchdown. I thought they might go back to it there, and they did.
Pat, that could be the play of the game from 4th down and 8 to 1st down and goal.
Big play.
You
Big
look
play.
back, and if they score here and go up by 2 scores.
Need to convert. Back to double tight end in the I formation. Power football here. Bootleg.
With the ball, he's open, and Carey will walk in for the touchdown. And the
Good
Edgewood
call.
Rams indeed do convert at 2:23 from 2 yards out. It's Carey on the touchdown run.
Good call. They went to that double tight I formation when they tried to go 2 down there and ran up the middle, so they faked that play, and quarterback keeps it naked bootleg. Nice play.
Tyreek Carey with the 2-yard touchdown run. That'll make the score now 18-7. A 2-score game again, and let's see if the Rams go for 2 here.
Yeah, I think they'll be going for 2 here. They've really struggled in the kicking game tonight.
So looking to try to make it 20-7.
Same formation, double tight I formation. Havre Grace jump.
And that'll bring them a half yard or a yard and a half closer, half the distance to the goal. That might change your play call. Now you get a power ball right up the middle.
Yeah, that's
Enforcement against Havre.
yeah, looks like they're gonna. By the body language, it looks like they're running the same play.
Tyreek Carey, the quarterback, calling signals. Keeps the ball, throws the ball, and has it. Is that Hughes again? Is that 21?
Yep, tight end again.
Two-point conversion.
I like the play calling by Edgewood down on the goal line. So they ran the bootleg that time. They come back for the touchdown. They come back with the bootleg, and this time throw the ball, sneak the tight end out.
20-7 now the score as the 2-point conversion is successful. Carey rolling out and hitting Hughes with the 2-point conversion after Carey ran for 2 yards and the touchdown. So Talk about momentum. And Edgewood looked like they were flat in the second half. If they came out and couldn't pick up a first down, punted the ball away. But then they stopped Havre de Grace, and now they have Mr. Moe on their side.
Well, it was about a 3rd and 10 play there, and they get the first down, and around midfield there, and change it around a little bit, change the momentum for them, and
that 3rd and 8 play that we talked about, where they picked up the first down.
Two big 3rd down conversions on that drive.
Yep, big drive. That was an 11-play drive. Took them just about 8 minutes to score, scoring at 2:23 left here in the 3rd period.
Well,
20-7.
Nice drive by the senior quarterback. A couple nice runs, hit some nice passes. Carey comes from a long line of Careys that have gone to Edgewood High School. Just a tremendous family in the community, and there's been Careys at Edgewood High School for probably over 40 years.
Havre de Grace starts 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Carey's dad, and his first name is escaping me right now. I think of it before too long. Was an official here in Harford County for many, many years, and just one of the great guys that always had a pleasant demeanor about him.
I'm thinking that was probably his grandfather, Don.
Yeah, but Karen's father.
Karen's father, yes.
Karen Carey, who is one of our Hall of Fame members.
Yeah, he refs some of our games. A great gentleman too.
Yeah, he was. If a referee can be considered to be a great gentleman, it's hard for us to call referees, great people, but he certainly was. 77 on the tackle. That was Tyree Willis. Big junior comes up and makes the tackle.
We've talked about Havre de Grace's underclassmen, but Edgewood's had some underclassmen making a couple big plays here.
Isn't it funny how a bolt comes? Ken Carey was the official we're trying to think of. Yeah. That name just sort of came from nowhere. Ken was just a wonderful guy, the late, great Ken Carey. Of course, Karen Carey, his daughter, is certainly following in his footsteps. Pulling the ball out is Coates. Shakes one tackle, coming around the near side and going out of bounds. Ball just about going to be close to the first down. I think he may be a little bit short of the first down.
Nice scramble by Coates.
It really was. He does remind you a little bit of that shoulder lean of Lamar Jackson. Certainly not. Lamar Jackson is unique, but he has that same kind of speed that he doesn't look like he's running fast, but he's on a different speed than other players.
He accelerates quickly.
As we do this game on a Friday night, we look forward to a Sunday game with the Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers, which should decide the fate of both teams.
Well, after last week, that game's changed quite a bit.
Well, it has, yeah.
The Steelers maybe feel a little bit better about themselves,
absolutely.
Like they could get back into this. And
Browns came in and just cleaned the clock of the Ravens at home.
Ravens, trying to figure out who they are.
Yes, yeah. And the Browns, of course, who were being humiliated because they were the dark horse pick to go to the Super Bowl, and had looked so bad in the first 3 games, and just came out and you talk about asserting their will, and they certainly did that against the Ravens on Sunday. Right now, the officials are going to bring in the sticks. From my vantage point, they look to be a little bit short, but hey, what do I know?
Okay.
I'm 60 yards away from it. Stretching the chain. And
it looks like they got it.
That is close. And it is a first down. Maybe by the nose of the football.
It wasn't by much.
Yeah. A game of inches. Pat, I loved your comment today about your undefeated football team in 1982, the slowest backfield in the history of Harford County.
Well, that was actually the previous team. We had a little bit of speed on the 82 team, but the 1980 team that when I was a sophomore, we won the county championship with.
Nice play by Edgewood to hem him in.
I was playing quarterback. I've never been confused with Usain Bolt. And we had Glenn Bensley at tailback, who was really a fullback, went on to play fullback at Richmond, and your nephew, Chris Cullen, playing fullback. So it's we got the job done, won the county championship, but not we weren't scaring anybody with our home run threat on that team.
But your record over 3 years was what?
24-5.
Amazing, and of course topped by that 1982 team that went undefeated and didn't go to the playoffs.
Correct.
Which changed the whole playoff picture in the state of Maryland.
Yeah,
and Havre Grace will jump offside. In motion there too soon, and so that'll cost them 5 yards. Yeah, before that you had one team from every district or every region that went to the playoffs, and a team on the Eastern Shore who had more points based on their wins, even though they had lost a game, went to the playoffs, and
Correct.
Edgewood, undefeated, stayed home.
Correct.
Was it the next year that the state of Maryland changed to?
Changed it the next year. They added 2 teams, and I think now they're up to, at least 4 teams.
Yeah, per region, right?
Per region, yeah.
There you see some of our camera folks, and it is a bit frigid up there on the top of the press box here. Pat and I very comfortable inside. There's a long pass down the sideline. It's going to be caught!
Oh.
That could go for the touchdown, and it is a touchdown for the Havre de Grace Warriors. Wow, what a pass and what a catch by Havre de Grace. Looked like number 6, and that is Tommy Meehan. Tommy has 3 TDs coming in, and just like that, it is a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Well, Don, it looked like the Edgewood defender was in position to make a play, and Meehan's a big guy, good-sized guy, high-pointed the ball.
There you see the replay, and you can see how he got behind. Devin Coates, who goes back, sets up.
Wheel route out of the tight end spot.
First time we've seen him roll right and throw. Great catch. Holding his feet, Tommy Meehan.
2 Edgewood defenders over there playing the ball and not the man.
So Coates to Meehan, it is a 60-yard touchdown pass, and just like that, we talked about Mr. Mo, Miss Mo.
Havre Grace not going away.
15 seconds left here in the third period. It is now 20-13. They'll attempt to make it 20-14.
I believe Havre Grace moved there.
Yep, procedure call against Havre Grace. So that'll back them up 5 yards, and they'll be booting the ball now from about the 15, which makes it a 25-yard extra point attempt. Big extra point here at 20-13. You're down by 7. You get this one, you're down by 6, and now it sets up a different scenario in case you score again. Big extra point attempt. Ball down, kick up. Kick is no good, off to the left side.
Yeah, plenty long enough.
That 5 yards may have cost them, Pat.
Yep.
It may have been good had it been from 5 yards in.
Well, sort of a sudden change there. Havre Grace ran a couple guys onto the field late on the kick team. They weren't ready after that long play, and probably had something to do with them jumping.
In fact, we talked about that quarterback Coates has been rolling left the entire game. This time, perhaps the first time he's rolled right and threw the ball. And maybe that caught Edgewood a little bit off guard. But Meehan, who went up at the apex of the throw, caught the ball and then avoided those 2 tacklers and went in for the touchdown.
Well, it was a great throw to his right. I was beginning to think he couldn't throw rolling.
Didn't
rolling
like
right.
it. We all like to throw going right, get some momentum behind us. But Coates has been doing a good job, and now we have a great ball game at 20-13.
It is a great. Havre Grace, like I said, won't go away. A couple big long pass plays, one on the tip ball at the end of the first half, and just a beautiful play there.
Yeah, the first one you might say is a little bit of luck or good fortune, and the tip ball, that one was just well played, well thrown. Meehan got behind 2 defenders, caught the ball, and shrugged off the attempted tackle, went in for the touchdown. So here we go now. Let's see what Edgewood can do. Can they come back after, again, being hit by that big, long touchdown throw? Ball bouncing around. It's free, but Edgewood picks it up. And now may get a break. Nope, they're down at the right down at the 30-yard line. That could have been a disaster for Edgewood. The ball hit and took a bounce, and it was there for the taking, but Edgewood able to jump on it, put the ball in play at the 30-yard line. And that is the end of the third period. We'll be playing now the final 12 minutes of the game. And again, it is a one-score game again, Edgewood. Now, Pat, for the Rams, they have to assert their will again. They have to take the ball, maybe not a long scoring pass or play, but keep the ball and go in and perhaps put up another score and go up by 2 scores again.
Well, ideally you like a score here, but you at least got to get a couple first downs, change the field a little bit. A 3 and out would not be good. It would plus it would give Havre Grace some momentum going on the offense. Plenty of time, full quarter left in the game. Edgewood needs a score here. Edgewood needs to move the ball and they need a score.
And how important was that missed extra point instead of being, up by or down by?
Oh, that's big.
8. Run by Powell around the side. Yeah, they're down by 7, so, if they'd made that point, they would have been down by 6, and then a touchdown gives you a chance to, put the winning point on the ball game as a kick. You think about, the scenario, let's say Havre Grace does stop Edgewood, goes back and scores, then you've got to kick for the tie or go for the 2 for the win.
Mm-hmm.
So it sets up a real, quandary that you wouldn't have had to face had you made that extra point, and perhaps it was the jumping offside, the illegal procedure call, that made them miss that play.
Yeah, it was, was it plenty long enough, a little left, but like moving it back a little bit may have been the difference.
Yep.
Put a little more oomph in the ball, sometimes that causes a hook. I know it does with my golf swing.
Let's not talk about our golf swings. 2nd down and 6. Give around the left side. Got the first down and more. Stays on his feet momentarily and then is knocked off his feet. Big run there by Keon Brown around the left side. Impressed with that Edgewood running back, Powell and Brown. It's like a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, they got 2 good backs, Edgewood. They've both seem to carry the ball about the same, but nice run there. Jet sweep.
Edgewood took over on the 30-yard line after that squib kick that bounced around. They now got it at their own 45 in 2 plays. Just underway here in the 4th period. 11 minutes and 1 second as the clock stopped when the runner went out of bounds. In motion, fake handoff, up the middle. With the Rams, I am impressed with their precision on their handoffs, and that scissors play they're running really is very confusing, and the timing seems to be really well timed.
Well, they've hit him a couple times on the jet sweep there with the motion man. That gets your attention. It gets the defense moving a little, moving left. And then again, try to cut back with the zone blocking.
I think that was Kamari Hill on that run, number 32. First time we've called his number. Pick up about 3, maybe 4 on first down, right near the midfield stripe.
Hill's still in there. Havre Grace got a lot of guys in the box.
Tyreek Carey. That's Hill again. Hill is free down the left side. He's got the first down and more. Down inside the 30 to the 25.
Nice job again by the Edgewood line, picking up some Havre Grace stunts. Havre Grace had probably 8 guys in the box there.
You've
picked up the blocks, and the risk in doing that is if you can just get through that first level, there's you got a chance for a big play, and that's what happened.
Fresh legs, Pat. We haven't seen Hill running the ball a lot here in the ball game now, and he just really, we talk about asserting the will, and Edgewood has certainly done what they had to do. As you said, even if they don't score, picking up 2 or 3 first downs and putting Havre Grace on their heels.
Right, you got to be thinking touchdown though right now if you're Edgewood.
Carey. Inside handoff. This time the Warriors are ready for it. That's Hill. He's going to be hit and taken back. Yeah, that's J.J. Velez, the freshman, number 66, in on making that tackle.
Yeah, Havre Grace starting 3 freshmen on defense. A pretty good sized kid for a freshman too, Velez.
One of the Ram players down. I don't think that was Hill. Not sure. Looks like one of the interior linemen.
60.
Yeah, 60 for the Rams. That's the center.
Uh-oh, that could
Humberto Bicenio.
Well, Edgewood does have some directs. They'll go under center some, I should say. But they prefer to go out of the shotgun formation, so I don't know if they have a backup center that can make the snap. That could
Pat,
be
when you were playing, did you do any shotgun, or was it all under center?
mostly under center. We had a few things where we would go, but 90%, 95% was under center. The spread offense really had not been developed at that point yet.
All Metro football quarterback, my partner Pat Pollard, and one of the first from Harford County ever to achieve that status. Certainly a groundbreaking 24 and you say 24-5 in 3 years. And
although I would have loved to play in today's offenses. The spread offense is a lot of fun, especially the way they throw the ball around.
Hill has the ball off the left side. Good block down near the first down.
You see Edgewood did go under center there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ran over the left side there, and although we're not positive how to pronounce his name tonight, Aiden Despairs has had a nice game on both sides of the ball and a pancake block there.
Pancake meaning he flattened him. That would be a slobber knocker, as your coach Mazzanotti would call it,
That's right.
Maz was so good to see him today. Drove all the way up from South Carolina to be here for the Hall of Fame induction. Handoff, that's Powell. Around the right side, he's got the first down, looking for the post, and he has got the touchdown from 18 yards out. Touchdown run by Powell around that left side. 8:54 left in the game. A big, big drive for the Edgewood Rams. They had suffered that touchdown pass. Here's the replay. You'll see how he just is one of those just will not give up backs. Good blocking at the point of attack. Coming right at you.
Yeah, Havre Grace got caught inside. Great blocking by Hughes, the tight end who scored the last, the extra point, but made the big catch to get him down in position for the touchdown.
Run by Powell, the extra point kick, and I think that one's good.
Wow.
It is. Is that the first placement we've seen for going for good for the Edgewood Rams? And so now they go up by 27-13.
Well, great drive by Edgewood. That's all on the ground. We talked about how that was an important drive. Havre Grace had got back into the game, and you didn't want to get a 3 and out there. But about an 8-play drive, and say all on the ground.
These two teams have two opponents in common. Elkton, which neither one would like to talk about. The Warriors lost by a score of 57-6. Edgewood lost by a score of 42-8. C. Milton Wright, Edgewood lost by 15-6, but Havre Grace defeated C. Milton Wright by 21-13. And again, we talked about that last game that the Edgewood Rams played against Harford Tech, where they lost 17-15 in a game that, to a man, Edgewood thinks they should have won. Had they been able to, they would be 2-2 rather than 1-3.
Well, and Don, we've seen Havre Grace or Harford Tech play on Harford Cable Network.
Yeah, they're
Aberdeen. I mean,
they're 4-0 right now.
No, they're a good club.
I was out at Harford Tech the other day as the kickoff was run back, and McKissitt, remember their tight end, young man who works in their graphics department where we printed our Hall of Fame brochures, and I had a good chance to talk to him, and he thinks, they could be undefeated. I think they're playing C. Milton Wright tonight. So, he has the confidence that he thinks they can go all the way.
Well, I think they can too. Be interesting to, we don't have the scores how that game went tonight, because I was very impressed with C. Milton Wright. C. Milton Wright is getting better every week, and but very impressed last week with C. Milton Wright against Bel Air.
Yeah, the Mustangs really asserted their will against the Bel Air Bobcats. Here comes Havre Grace now, breaking it. Still on his feet and finally taken off his feet. The Warriors number 12. We'll find that number for you in just a second. Yeah, that's Terrari Shepard. Shepard, their big running back, the sophomore. Now suddenly Havre Grace, after being down by the 2 touchdowns, you said it, Pat, there's no give up in the Havre Grace Warriors.
No, the defenses are getting a little tired. Some big plays are starting to happen here.
Big run, and it breaks it up almost to the 50-yard line, to the 47. Drive started at the 30, big 17-yard pickup. Reversing his field, that's Shepard. Across the 50, spun and taken off his feet. How many times have we seen, and a flag goes down? Let's see who it's against. It looks like it's going to go against Edgewood for a personal foul.
Late hit, I think, coming in.
We talked about the officials in the game, and early on looked like there was going to be a lot of penalties. There haven't been a lot of penalties until just now. That could be a big one, though, if it's a personal foul, a 15-yarder.
Well, that put him right down in scoring position. I think he already had the first down.
He did that. Down at the 42-yard line, and that is personal foul.
Yeah, not smart. Coming in late.
Yeah, part of the problem is Shepard, like Powell for Edgewood, won't go down, and so you're anxious. You've got to get a hit on him to knock him down, but once he's down, you can't hit him again.
Well, Tyree, number 77, Tyree Willis had him in the backfield, just couldn't get him down. Had his hands on him. Nice run to get out of it, but
big 15-yarder takes it
penalty
back.
On the end made it a 25-yard play.
It did, and inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line is Havre Grace. Plenty of time, 7:59 and counting, down by 2 scores.
Yeah, if you're Edgewood, you can't just let him go right down the field. You got to let him at least use some clock.
There's the handoff, cutting it back inside. Gain of 4 on the play. That's a Kendall player. We haven't seen Kendall in the ball game. At least we haven't called his number. Big number 7. Second down, about 5 actually. Shepard, 1 man to beat, 2 men to beat, and he's not going to be able to do it. Down he goes. Good double team tackle by Edgewood on that far side. Loss of maybe 1. Big third down play. Of course, they're in 4 down territory, Pat, but right here, you're third down and about 6, maybe short 7.
Well, Edgewood's running back on that play. He's Keon Brown. He's out there playing. Nice linebacker, Putney in there as well. No place to cut back. Havre Grace, stay patient here. Don't try to get 7 on one play unless you got 2 downs here. Be smart. Don't do something you're not comfortable doing. There's that
rolling left, looking, throwing.
Oh, nice.
Oh, great catch, reaching out and making the catch, and he'll go in for the touchdown. Yes, it is a touchdown. The catch made on that far side by Tommy Meehan. That's the second touchdown for Meehan. This time from, let's see, looks like, 26 yards, a 26-yard touchdown pass from Coates to Meehan.
Well, Edgewood looked like they just got lost. They lost being in the coverage, rolling left, and Edgewood eyes on the quarterback, not on the receivers. Nice throw, finding his man by Coates, and Meehan's proven he can get yards after the catch.
And he has great hands. He reached out and caught that ball on his fingertips.
Reach back.
6:29 left now in the game, and all of a sudden it's another 1-score game. They're going for 2. Trying to make it 27-21, and it's caught. Nope, the ball, it was in his hands and then came out of his hands, and so another big play, and that'll leave him down by 8 points at 27-19. So how critical was that missed extra point before?
That was big there. It looked like a catch from our
vantage
vantage point.
He had it, and then either it got knocked out of his hands or he just wasn't able to corral it.
Maybe the Edgewood defensive back was able to strip it out.
I think so.
Nice hard throw by Coates, and that could come back to haunt him. Big play there. 27-19.
That leaves them 8 down. So obviously a touchdown. It would take a 2-point conversion just to tie now. So that's 3 points on the extra points that they've left on the field. We're talking about the Warriors. You see 6:29 left in the game. Pat, as a telecaster, it is exactly the kind of game you want. You want an exciting game where one team scores, the other team scores. It looks like one team has the advantage. Edgewood up 12-0, and Havre Grace came back, made it 12-7.
Well, 2 pretty evenly matched teams. Yep. I mean, it's 1 and 3 teams trying to salvage their season here.
Yep.
And both teams a little bit in desperation mode.
I mean, you go 1 and 4. Your season, while it's not lost, you certainly are going to have a high road to travel. Meantime, if you win, you're back to 2 and 3, and your season is sort of turned around.
Yep.
Ball pops up, able to corral it. Running to the far side with some room is number 9, and that's Pryor Kephart. Pryor Kephart, a senior.
Well, I mean, when you look at the two teams, I mean, Havre Grace is clearly in rebuild mode with all the underclassmen, especially on defense, playing. But Tommy Sheehan, his senior receiver, is having none of that. He wants to win this season. He's 2 big plays there, and got his team back in position.
Well, we talked about that, Pat. You're on a rebuilding team, but you're a senior. You don't have 2 years to 3 years to rebuild. This is it. So you don't want to go out, especially if you're Havre Grace, that you've had so much success in the last 4 years. The last thing you want to do is to be branded as a senior on a losing team.
Right.
You know, senior leadership, when you've got young kids, they make all the difference in the world. You know that.
Absolutely. Senior leadership is huge in high school sports, particularly high school football.
The ball on Havre Grace's side of the field at the 46-yard line. Is this Hill again? Hit from behind and knocked down.
I think that was Powell on that one.
It is Powell, yeah. Well, Edgewood has a bevy of backs that they bring in there. Powell, number 4, Antonio Powell, the junior, has a touchdown, gained to 280 yards coming into the ball game in those 4 games. Ball at the 38-yard line. Powell again. I call it a scissors play. Pat, you may be able to more definitively tell us what's going on, but it looks like misdirection where they fake one way and hand it off to the second back coming the other way.
Yeah, it's a variation on the old scissors play. They're faking the jet sweep and a delayed inside handoff going back, countering back.
Boy, a 2-play drive now all the way down to the 30-yard line.
But you're right, though. Edgewood has 3 backs, 3 quality running backs.
Remember, this drive started in Havre Grace territory at the 46-yard line of that big run back. Now they're down to the 30 on 2 plays. Clock running with 5 minutes left in the contest. Penalty, and it's thrown here by the side judge.
Well, Edgewood was really taking their time, but that's not usually the official that calls a delay.
Yeah, it's usually the
so the movement.
Procedure. We didn't see the movement, but obviously the officials did, and that would cost them 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, this is usually you're in the huddle right now telling everybody focus here. We got to focus here for a couple of minutes and win this ball game.
With such a long count, you know, you normally expect the defense to jump offside if you've got a long count like that. But
yeah, I mean, you usually take up the time in the huddle and getting to the ball. He had his lineman there's 3-point stance for a long time there. Tough for those linemen to stay there like that.
It reminds me of a batter in the batter's box when the pitcher dawdles around and you sort of get frozen in place. There's the fake on the jet sweep, and there's again the hand going the other way. Boy, Powell looks like he's hemmed in, and he's free. He's going down the left sideline, and he will go in for the touchdown. A run of some 35 yards by Powell for the touchdown.
Havre Grace defense looks tired. They got a bunch of young kids out there playing, haven't played at this level in their careers. And Edgewood's throwing 3 different backs at you with fresh legs.
Here you'll see the replay, and it really looks like, yeah, he's maybe going to pick up a couple of yards. He's hemmed in on that sideline. Cuts it back inside, and he's gone.
Yeah, it looks like tired legs for Havre Grace. Fresh legs for Edgewood.
33-19 now with that touchdown. Here's a fake. Running it around and now throwing the ball in. Nope. The ball hits the ground incomplete. And so it remains at 33-19. Little trickeration there. 35-yard touchdown run.
I'm not positive that was a called fake, Don.
It looked like he had every intent of putting the ball down, but he didn't get it done.
It was looked like a low snap, and
well, Pat, I'm just amazed. Havre Grace seems like they're coming back. They're going to be able to get the ball game in their favor, and then Edgewood comes and scores, and then vice versa. You know, now Havre Grace, who has never led in the game, they've been as close as 12-7. But you know, it's just amazing how this game has gone back and forth.
Well, with 4 minutes and 26 seconds, Havre Grace is probably going to have to throw the ball here.
Down by 14.
Got to score twice. Got to score quickly.
33-19.
Edgewood knows that. So.
Now we've shown Havre de Grace has shown the ability to throw the ball. Tommy Meehan, one of the great receivers, the tight end, who's been able to catch long passes a couple of times.
Well, their passing game has really exploded here in the second half.
12-7 at the half, and now it's 33-19. Another squib kick.
Oh.
That ball is going to be deep, deep in the territory. If they can corral him, which in this case down the sideline, great run there by Havre de Grace.
Well, that was Meehan. Misplayed the kickoff. The ball bounces funny sometimes. Misplayed it, but nice job to be able to pick it up and make something out of it.
Yeah, Tommy Meehan, the tight end, who does rush the ball. He's carried it 5 times this year for 22 yards, but showed a great deal of speed to get around that right side after he had been, looked like Edgewood was going to be able to trap him back down near the 5-yard line.
Yeah, look, that could have been disaster.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Warriors needing to score. Having only 4 minutes and 12 seconds to score twice.
Trips left, look for him to roll left.
Go straight back instead.
Screen, middle screen.
First time we've seen the screen play. Good yardage.
Yeah, first down.
First down on that pass. That's 7. That is a Kendall player in the ball game for Havre de Grace. First time we've seen that middle screen.
Well, good call there. You're down 2 touchdowns. Edgewood knows you have to throw the ball. The defensive line is pinning their ears back. That should slow them down a little bit.
Ball at the 33-yard line of Havre de Grace. Clock running at 3:46. Pat, at some point they're going to have to show some urgency, though. We're talking about the Warriors down by 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're taking so long to run a play here. I mean, they had the clock stopped for the first down for the chain set. They should have been right up on it.
Long throw down the right sideline, overthrown. Closest player was the Edgewood defensive back on that side.
Edgewood's playing in a sort of a semi-prevent. You're going to have tough time going deep on them like that. I think you have to hit the underneath throws. I hope for some yards after catch type play.
Does stop the clock at 3:28. Homecoming day for the Edgewood Rams playing the Havre de Grace Warriors. Been a tremendously exciting football game, back and forth, especially in the second half.
Oh, it's been a lot of big plays here in the second. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, especially with some sloppy play early, but very entertaining.
Coates down the middle. That's Meehan, overthrows him.
That was one you wanted there.
He was running free down the middle of the field.
Yeah, and that's your man Meehan. Who knows what could have happened if he gets that ball in the open field. A big kid that runs well.
Tommy Meehan, very impressed with him. 3 touchdowns already receiving, 12 catches, 243 yards, a 20.3 average coming into the ball game. And of course, that's improved here tonight with his touchdown catches, 2 of them.
2 tonight.
3:22 left in the contest. Overthrows the ball, rolling left again.
Yeah, now we're
4th down and distance. You have to go for it here. You're not going to get the ball back.
This could be it for Havre de Grace here.
If the Rams can stop them here and take the ball over, they don't need to score, obviously. If they can, run the clock down with 3:16 left. Make their fans here, the home fans. And you talked about it, Pat, before. A really nice crowd, pretty much full. You look down the bleachers, full on both sides.
Yeah, emptied out a little bit here after that 2 touchdown. A little chilly. I think some people came underdressed tonight, but still a nice crowd. For most of the game, the bleachers were full.
Well, it was 98 on Wednesday. This is Friday, and it's about half that. Coates, big play here. Going to run for it.
He's got room.
He's got the first down, does Coates. Boy, nice play by Coates.
Nice play. Edgewood's dropped back in the zone. Nobody's spying Coates.
But if you're the Rams, you don't mind that too much because
that's okay.
You don't want that long pass play.
I
so
mean, obviously you like to stop him because it's probably ball game. But I mean, you give him that stuff.
Pat, we're talking about the Edgewood High School first annual golf tournament for Hall of Fame that's coming off tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, and the temperatures are going to be in the low 40s, if that.
It's going to be a little chilly to start.
I think long johns are coming in for some use tomorrow. Rolling, Coates looking, throws the ball, has his man, but it's incomplete. Good job defensively by Edgewood. Edgewood's number 5, that's Keon Brown.
Yeah, nice play by Brown on a good receiver.
Meehan, who had the ball in his hands, but Brown simply separated the ball from the receiver.
Are they giving him that catch?
It looks like it.
Oh my!
I don't know.
Oh my!
We don't have a replay on that.
No,
but that didn't look like he had.
They're giving him a catch and a fumble out of bounds.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, they're closer than we are, but it looked like a good play by Brown to break it up. It didn't look like he caught the ball and made a football play, as they call it in the NFL. Coates looking. Now he's going to run.
There you go. Nice play. Get out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Close to the first down. I think he might have the first down.
Yeah, I think he got it.
Had to get across the 31. I think he got down near the 30. Clock stopped at 2:52. Again, if you're the Rams,
close.
You'd like to stop him, but, as long as you do those little short dink and dunks, even let them score. Not let them, but, you can say, okay, they will score, and they're still down by a full touchdown, by a full score.
You just can't give them an easy one.
Yep. Trips to the right.
Or a quick one.
You think about the roll right coming up, short side of the field to the left. There's the screen pass. That's Meehan. Again, wisely going out of bounds. Picks up the first down. 2:44 left in the game, 33-19. Again, the score as you see. Havre de Grace driving. However, that clock is the friend of the Edgewood Rams at this point. Pat, you said it, just if you're Edgewood, no quick score here. If they score with a minute left in the game, okay, fine.
Well, they still, still got the onside kick.
Yeah. You'd rather they not, but make them earn it in terms of using the time. Thing about it is Havre de Grace has not used timeouts. They've used the sideline to stop the clock.
It's been a very nice drive with using either moving the chains or getting out of bounds.
Coates back to throw, throwing long into the end zone. And it's going to be almost intercepted and the ball knocked down.
Well, Meehan was sort of a basketball play posting up. I thought he had a shot at that, but nice play by the Edgewood safety coming over.
Looking for that Karam touchdown pass that we saw in the first half. Two defenders for Edgewood.
Yeah, that was Mitchell. The safety came over, knocked the ball down. Nice play. That's what the safety's got to do.
Yep, knock it down and knock it up in the air. It's easy.
That's right.
It's easy to say, but you look at the film and you say, okay, yeah, that's a lesson learned. If you're going to hit the ball with your hands, do knock it down.
I like the play call there by Havre de Grace. First down, you're close enough to throw it into the end zone. Take a shot to your big guy. See if you can get a quick one.
Rams up close now. Oh, and it's a fumble. It's a snap that was wide, and not expecting it was Coates, and the ball just sailed right over his head.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's going to keep the clock running at 2:27, and the ball all the way back to the 35, 36-yard line. Wow. Actually, the 39-yard line as they put it down.
That was a killer. Havre de Grace has got to move with more urgency here.
2 minutes, 10 seconds coming up on the 2-minute mark. Rams homecoming crowd, a very happy bunch at this point. Chanting Edgewood. Back to throw, Coates. Down the sideline. Almost brought in. That's Meehan again, I believe.
Well, Meehan had his hands on it. Good coverage by Edgewood.
Nice tall receiver.
Would have been a great catch.
He's got those great hands. That would have really been a great play for Havre de Grace because it would have been a touchdown, and they would have then been within a score with 1:43 left. But right now they are facing a 4th down and a bunch. 4th down and about 22.
Well, this is it here for the ball game. If Edgewood can get the stop, you want to drop back, keep it in front of you.
Yep.
Know where the sticks are if you're Edgewood. Make them catch it underneath. Havre Grace is going to talk about it. They know the game's on the line right here.
Calling a timeout, even though the clock was stopped. As you said, they need to talk about it because here they have to get the first down. Would love to get the touchdown. Been a great game. Hope you've enjoyed it here on the Hartford Cable Network. My partner Pat Pollard, and we were joined by Al Calabria in the first period and Chick Ham in the second period. Happy to have them. So I was surrounded by Hall of Famers today.
Well, they had everybody. What do we have? 25 Hall of Famers back for the game today.
Yep. Frank Mazzanotti, of course, who was here and had to leave to get back to South Carolina, drove all the way up from South Carolina, Pat, to be here for you and for others that mentioned his name as they gave their acceptance speeches about what he had meant to them. John Scheck mentioned his name, and he played lacrosse here, went on to be a big movie star.
Yes.
We were so happy to see John come in and be able to be here.
John as well, I guess, flew in last night from Vancouver for the ceremony today, and he's back out tonight.
Yeah.
Or on his way back out. I guess that's...
His sister, Renee Nisley, was here to represent him on the field to be introduced, and, we got a chance to meet the Scheck mom and dad. Great, great people, and John Scheck, who admitted that his learning disabilities made him a target for, criticism and bullying in high school, and he sort of made something of himself.
Well, he's dyslexic, something that nowadays would probably be diagnosed at an early age. In those days, it wasn't.
Here's the fourth down play.
Oh, there's a lot of room.
Running. He's got it, and he goes out of bounds. Now, that was a fourth down play.
I don't know what he was thinking.
Was that fourth down? I thought it was fourth down, and I'm not sure why he would be running out of bounds.
Yeah,
that ball goes, like you said, I'm a little dumbfounded because, you've got to get 22 yards, and he got, 10, came up 12 yards short of the first down. So with 1:36, for all intents and purposes, you don't want to say, never say die, but it looks like the Edgewood Rams have survived and won their second game of the year.
Well, I mean, with the timeout and everything there, I'm not sure what the coach just forgot that it was fourth down, I think.
You looked at the chains, at the markers, and he got past the first marker. Maybe he thought that was the first down.
That's a good point. Maybe he thought that too.
So Edgewood now just needs to hold on to the ball for the final minute and 35. I'll ask Brad in the booth. Brad, how are we doing for time for post-game interviews? Okay, we're checking to see how our time is running here. Minute 14 as the clock continues to run. Looks like Havre Grace is not going to call a timeout.
Well, it was a nice play, though, by 77 for Havre Grace. I'd love to say his name, but he's not on the roster or our depth chart.
Brought up a lot of young players, did Brian Everhart, so we do apologize that we didn't have a chance to check the rosters before the game with all the Hall of Fame festivities going on. Edgewood cheerleaders celebrating.
Edgewood in the victory formation.
One more snap and this game should be over as the Edgewood Rams will go to 2-3 on the year. Havre Grace, I'm told that we will have some time. Is that right, Brad, for interviews after the game? Okay, so we'll have just a short amount of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the final play of tonight's game. Final score.
And that will be the end of this contest as the clock runs down 19 seconds, 18 seconds. No way that Havre Grace can stop the clock. So the Rams of Edgewood will win on homecoming day. Obviously, Pat, if you're going to win any game of the year, you want to win it on homecoming day.
Well, big crowd tonight, so you want to win it for that reason. A lot of alumni back, Hall of Fame week. But I think probably more important for the players are trying to get to 2-3 and get something out of this season. They lost a couple close ones, particularly the Hartford Tech game, who's a very good team that they thought got away from them.
Yeah.
But maybe Edgewood is something they can build off of. They've got talent.
Lost 15-6 to C. Milton Wright and 17-15 to Hartford Tech.
Yeah.
Again, you reverse those scores and you end up with a 4-1 record instead of 2-3 as it now is. Well, we'll take a break here, come back with post-game comments and hopefully an interview or two Don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to Edgewood High School, a much quieter Edgewood High School, where on homecoming night, the Edgewood Rams have defeated the Havre de Grace Warriors by a final score of 33-19 in a game that was not nearly that far apart. Tyreek Carey, quarterback for the Edgewood Rams. This was an exciting game for us broadcasters, maybe not for the players, a little bit nerve-wracking perhaps.
Thank you. I mean, like the win, all I could do is give my props to the O-line. The O-line played a heck of a game today. Heck of a game, especially coming from 3 losses straight.
Yeah.
I say we executed the whole game, first half and second half. I mean, that's all I can really say. My O-line.
Coming after that game against Havre Tech where you lost at a game that you felt you should have won, certainly you were down a bit, but homecoming night, how sweet it is to win over Havre de Grace on homecoming night.
I mean, it feels good, like, especially like I said, after coming from a 3-0 win, loss, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was exciting, and it's a homecoming game, so we did our thing.
So now you're 2-3, and from here you're just wanting to win out.
Yes, sir. We're planning on winning every game from here on out.
Well, very good. Hang with me a second. Let me turn over and talk to your partner, Antonio. Antonio, a great ball game.
Yes, sir.
Antonio Powell, 3 touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
We were talking about your running style, that this week you practiced being a little more patient.
Yes, sir. Last week I had trouble being patient, so this week in practice, Coach was just telling me learn how to be patient and work with the line. That's exactly what I did. Props to them and coaches. This week, it was a good win, homecoming.
Certainly was. I am so impressed with the fact that you're the kind of runner that just won't go down. It takes more than one tackler, and arm tackles, forget that, you're not going down. Is that something you're proud of yourself for?
Yes, sir. It always been like that for my 9 years of playing football. It was always hard for people to tackle me, but I just kept working every year, get better and better.
A junior, and you have your senior year ahead of you, and
Yes, sir.
we were talking with Pat Pollard saying that you have the kind of body type that you'd be the kind of back that a lot of big colleges would be looking for. Is that a goal you have?
Definitely. I plan on going D1. Hope it happens. I got 1 more year ahead of me. Just keep getting film, winning games, get good runs. Hopefully it works out.
Havre de Grace really gave you guys a game. You're up 12-0 in the first half. They come back, make it 12-7. You're up big 2 touchdowns, and they keep coming back. You finally were able to close it out. A little nervous there at some point.
Not really. I just know that it couldn't stop me, so just telling Coach keep giving me the ball. It worked out. Clock was going down. Good one.
Just feed me the ball. I'll take care of it. Well, congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
There they are, Antonio Brown, Tyreek. Very, very good. Tyreek Carey, good having you there. We'll let you guys go. Antonio Brown, did I say it? Oh, Antonio Powell. Excuse me, Antonio. Thank you for correcting me. No. Oh, no, that's another person. So go ahead and behave with your teammates, and I'll bring Pat Pollard in here to talk to. So go ahead, guys. Congratulations.
Nice game, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, Antonio Brown, where did that come from? Antonio Powell.
Antonio Brown's not on the team.
Not
right
on the
now.
team, no. Yeah. Hey, Pat, a great ball game again to telecast on homecoming night. It was an exciting game. Edgewood winning a game they had to win. This was a game that, after losing to Havre Tech last week by that close score, they couldn't afford another loss.
Well, they had a couple close losses. New coach, new staff. They lost some Division I players off last year's team. They knew they had talent, and they pulled it together tonight. That's a nice win over Havre de Grace. That's not a bad Havre de Grace team.
Yeah.
So that's a nice win tonight, and hopefully we'll salvage Edgewood's season for them.
Yeah, never say die for the Warriors, but again, never say die for Edgewood as they come from 12-0. They're up 12-7 when Havre de Grace scores late in the first half. Ended up winning at 33-19. It was not, again, that far apart. At one point, 27-19, Havre de Grace could have closed, but Edgewood had what they needed in the end.
Right, Havre de Grace got it to 8 points at 27-19 with about 6 minutes to go. Edgewood got the ball. We said that Edgewood has to avoid a 3-and-out on this series. They had to at least get a couple first downs, and what they did was they ran the ball all the way down the field. Although they'd had some success throwing the ball throughout the game, they finished the drive, finished the game the way you're supposed to. I guess with probably about 8 straight runs, ending with Antonio Powell on the long run, and Havre de Grace defense was just worn out at that point.
Antonio Powell, impressive back. So we enjoyed the ball game, and Pat Pollard, so happy to have you along with us, and Chick Ham also, and Al Calabria stopping in. It was good to have them.
Well, it was a great night at Edgewood High School, a great day with the Hall of Fame ceremony, homecoming night, big crowd, football weather. and a win for the Rams.
Doesn't get much better, especially if you're a Ram fan, of course, which you have to be being a Hall of Famer here at Edgewood. Congratulations on that again.
Well, it's hard to show my impartiality when I come back to Edgewood High School.
Very good. So hope you enjoyed the ball game. 33-19, the final score. Edgewood wins it. They're now 2-3. Havre de Grace falls to 1-4. So again, from my partners, good night, everyone. Don Morrison. We'll see you again real soon.